What is good, chat? How are we doing today? Welcome to another show. First things first, can you guys hear me at all? Let me know if you can hear me. All right, I've been messing around with some things back here. Okay, my whole workstation is a mess. I got too many screens. All right, I got screen problems. Okay, chat, I got one over here, one big one down here, another one up there, all right, and this one back here. I got too many screens, all right? So it takes me a while to get ready, but shout out to you. Welcome to the show. Okay, if you haven't hit the like button yet, do not hesitate to do so, because I guarantee you today is going to be very interesting, because I found out some brand new things, okay? This Fresh and Fit versus whatever podcast beef that's going on, it's getting interesting the more information that comes out of this, okay? Because it seems as though, I mean, first things first, the timing of this whole beef is just very interesting, right? Because Fresh and Fit gets demonetized, all of a sudden they're lashing out at everybody who either reacts to the videos or who are in their niche, doing similar content as them and being very successful, such as whatever, right? So you see all this lash out, and with these call-in shows that they're doing where they're frequently speaking with their audience members, all right, what ends up happening is it gives Myron a chance to voice his opinions about how he really feels on his haters / competition in the market, right? And he kind of just let that loose. So when we're seeing what Brian is going through right now with Fresh and Fit, some have to wonder why now? All right, is it because you're demonetized, Myron? Why are you going after these guys? Why are you all of a sudden starting fights? And the way you started the fight, I mean, the argument you were using is just crazy, because I mean, it's the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard. You could be accused of the very same thing. You're talking about how you're in it to really genuinely help these men, okay, while everybody else does it for money, particularly the whatever podcast, right? There's information to come out that actually may prove their case, but we're not entirely sure yet. But as we're getting to it, very, very hypocritical, right? So the one thing you attack them on is not even how their talking points is a cheap knockoff of maybe Kevin Samuels mixed with, someone else in the manosphere that says the same thing. All right, maybe alpha male strategies or something like that, right? Or something else, or the quality of women, right? Maybe that's not up to the red pill standards of type of women you'd want to bring on the show. There's literally anything you can do that can set you apart from what makes you different than whatever podcast or your competition. Instead, you focus on how you guys are real and they're just in it for the money, right? So you're attacking them knowing fully well, bro, there's a well-documented plethora of evidence of all of you bozos monetizing the crap out of your audience, okay? And I just don't understand it. So we got to break it down, because, again, It turns out that the new information that we're hearing now is that it seems as though the guests that appear on the whatever podcast are being charged upwards of $9,500 to be a guest on the show. Now, I don't know what's wrong with you people. Okay, I don't. First of all, young man, what sit down. Come here, sit down. Have a seat right there. All right, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? $9,500. I could buy a Camry with that. You understand? I can buy a used Camry with that. You spend that money to go sit on a show for what? For what? The same old played out talking points that you sit there and listen to day in and day out, right? Or what is it paying the price of a used Subaru going on this podcast? Like, why would this is if it's true? I just don't understand why you think that would be more valuable. Like, why would you think these guys and being on this show offers more value than just getting you a used car and putting that on Turo and then letting people rent it or some shit? All right. I mean, it's just, I don't understand it. If this is true, we have a crisis, folks. All right. We have a deep, deep crisis. And I'm sorry, if it's this bad where we have young men who are actually, you know what? I'm just thinking about it. I kind of believe it. I actually kind of believe it because Andrew Tate's War Room course is about $8,500, right? Is it $8,500? So Andrew Tate's War Room course is about $8,500. So what's 1,000 more according to Brian, right? Hey, listen, if Andrew Tate's going to charge $8,500, let me just charge 1,000 more. I mean, that's $9,500. And apparently there are people doing it. Okay, so now this is according. Now I got to say allegedly. Okay, allegedly, we don't know this yet. All right, but this is according to a caller that called in on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and they were basically breaking this down. Now, this caller is like every Fresh and Fit fan, a multi thousandaire. Okay, he means he makes six figures. Okay, I don't know where because it's thanks to Fresh and Fit and their teachings, whatever that means. Okay, and it's very interesting. So he then felt the need to spill the beans about what was going on at whatever podcast. Now here's where the hypocritical part comes into play because although Fresh and Fit's reaction to that news that they're charging upwards of $9,500, especially coming off the backbone of them talking about we're doing it for men. We're doing it to genuinely help you. Listen, we could have had so many sponsorship deals. All right, if we really did this for money, we could have been introducing gambling streams. Okay, I mean, do y'all want us to do it? Just let us know. But we could do it. That just shows y'all we're not in it for the money. Why do y'all keep hinting at that, by the way? Y'all notice Fresh keeps hinting at that? Like, what? Do y'all want to do gambling streams? It's okay if you want to do it. Your audience is already a bunch of degenerates anyway, so why not? I mean, y'all said it yourself. Most of them just pay to just insult these OnlyFans girls, so why not? Just introduce a little bit of gambling so they could gamble and diss hoes. Why not? I mean, that's a marketing strategy. Listen, already I am offering more value to your show than Fresh has done being a B mic. Okay, I think y'all gotta understand where y'all are headed here. It's not very good places. But anyways, digressing back. Let's go ahead and get to a couple of videos, all right? Because we gotta get into this. The first video we're gonna cover is basically the response Brian had to this whole shindig, okay? And I think it was very interesting because he covered a lot of things. And then what we're gonna do is then get into actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's actually get into the caller and what they had to say right now because I have it pulled up. Let's get into that. And then we'll get into Brian's response because it just makes so much sense if we just split the video up that way. Trust me, because there are a lot of tards who are following these people. And if you don't lay it out for them brick by brick, they're not going to understand it. It's just going to go right over their head. So trust me on this, chat, okay? So while I'm doing that, all right, I think it's important for us to introduce today's sponsor of the show, and that is the YouTube like button. That's you guys right there. So while I'm getting this going, how about y'all help me out by sponsoring the show and smashing the like button? I really appreciate y'all being here, by the way. Happy Friday, and let's get this started. All right, so we're going to pull the video up right now. And shout out to this channel, Red Pill Overdose. I don't know what it's all about, but, I got to give credit where credit is due. We're going to switch to the B-Cam chat. Hold up. Hold up, because you know it's fresh and fit, so we got to do it a little bit weird. I do a little bit weird. All right, here we go. Hold up, chat. Give me 1 second. We'll put it that way.
Sweet. First of all, bro, fresh and fit. Y'all both helped me too fucking much. Because of y'all, I'm now making about $3,100 a week. I lost about 22 pounds. I'm basically going to work every day, and I'm basically getting far much more pussy than I ever did. And I got to thank both of y'all. First off, first and foremost.
All right.
Awesome.
Good job.
So I got a question. I got nothing but support for your show, and I'm very sure that everybody else does. But what I basically am kind of confused about sometimes is how lots of the time when you teach the average dude, I should say, like the blue collar guys like myself and everybody else, that we have to somewhat basically keep our toes down, steel toes down, you know, dealing with these 304s, OnlyFans girls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I've definitely taken a lot of that in tone, and thanks a lot for that because I don't take shit from any female anymore.
Good.
But what I'm kind of confused about is that lots of the time I kind of get the feeling, or some other people I talk to that actually do watch the show with me, how there's a lot of glorification when it comes down to, I would say, these OnlyFans girls, porn stars, and all that stuff. And I understand entertainment purposes, business, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what's also kind of like peculiar as well is no matter how much you guys have helped the average guy, sometimes they even feel as if like you don't necessarily like to affiliate yourself with the average person, or yet alone basically, besides helping him, basically be around his circle, or yet alone see how he goes day by day. Because you guys are millionaires and you guys work hard for where you guys are. And my question is, do you think that it is helpful or beneficial to, I would say, bring on these OnlyFans girls or porn stars, whichever the case may be in the adult industry, and basically have to, what you had said before, how it would dilute the quality of the show to, say, have an average guy or blue-collar guy on the show who probably was making about $22,000 a year and is now making $33,000.
Y'all see the way Fresh looking over like, damn, this nigga going.
$40,000, whichever the case may be. What do you guys say? What do you guys think about that?
Now, hold up. Here's the thing. We got to talk about this for a second, because this man, I actually like the question he was asking. Okay, and it was very informative. Okay, and first things first, congratulations that you are making $3,000 a week thanks to Fresh and Fit. I would like to know how and what you're doing. Okay, can you let us know how Fresh and Fit got you making $3,100 a week? In what industry? Can you specify that? Because it seemed like ever since these bozos came out, there's a lot of you internet thousandaires coming out here talking about, oh, thanks to you, now I'm making 10K a month. Thanks to you, I'm making 6 figures a month. Thanks to you. It's like, huh? All of a sudden, we got all these 6-figure earning people coming out of nowhere. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I believe you. Sure, but just do tell, because you notice how these people they just talk about how you changed my life and they never specify how. Oh, you made me rich. How? Specify. They never do. So it's just until we start seeing and putting some data together, I don't believe it. Y'all just internet cappers. Stop lying. But I like the question he asked because at the end of the day, it was very real. Essentially, what he was saying through all that jargon was, "Hey, Myron, how are you going to say that you represent a certain level of class, okay, compared to everyone else out there who is either content creating or whatever it is they're doing that is similar, right? How do you separate yourselves from that when you are inviting that same energy in terms of associating yourself with these OnlyFans women, right? If you think that you guys are classy, if you guys are saying you guys are classy, or you guys are saying that you're a cut above the rest of all these other men out there, you're genuinely out here to improve the lives of men, Why is it that you associate yourselves with such low lives? It just doesn't make any sense, right? So what do you have to say to that? And that's a very valid question. Okay, I hope Myron has a valid answer for this because it's very valid. That's a question I've asked. It's like you guys claim that you want to be pure, or I mean they don't want to be pure, but you know what I'm talking about. They want to be with pure women, if you understand what I'm getting at. Yeah, you interpret that how you will. But and all these other values that are pretty much opposite of what women in society are or what society has done to men today, right? Men are weak, they represent strength. Men are broke, they represent riches and value, right? And again, men are sexless and have no girlfriends or bitches, and they represent the opposite. So if you're supposed to be doing that, and not just the average bitches, we're talking about like high class. We're talking about the ones that are just supposed to be that stay at home type of woman, right? But if you're doing that, why are you associating yourself with these OnlyFans girls? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I want to know what Myron's answer is. Let's find out.
Well, that's a multi-pronged question, so I guess I'll address them step by step. Number one, being average is unacceptable, and no man should ever strive to be average. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, being an average man is the worst thing that you could do. Maybe 50, 70 years ago, being an average guy was okay. You can go ahead and support a family household on that. You'd be able to, be rest assured that being an average guy, you still be able to get a woman that would respect and submit to you. But those days are gone, my friend. You need to be exceptional nowadays to be able to even play the game, okay?
Myron says you need to be exceptional. All right, the days are gone where average men can get with average women, like, because that's not happening anymore. Those days are over, right? I bet you when you walk outside and you see those average men and average women walking down your driveway, all right, or a hallway or wherever the hell you are outside, okay, those aren't real people, okay? And those relationships aren't real because women want exceptional men, right? Because average men and the traditional way of dating just doesn't exist, according to Myron, okay, and his philosophy. So they have to promote this lifestyle because you need it to be exceptional. Why? Because that's what women want. I mean, it's an interesting framing when you start to really break a lot of this stuff down. It's just weird how they frame this stuff. It's almost like they have a narrative to sell, or products, or merchandises, or t-shirts, penis pills. I don't know. You just let me know.
At the in the way where you actually have some kind of choice. That's number one. So being average is unacceptable. Okay, the average man is obese, not competent, doesn't have $1,000 in savings, and can't afford a $500 emergency expense. No one wants to be average. That's number one. Number two, you are the average of the men that you keep. So it's not that we're not saying like we don't hang out with average guys, whatever else like that. But if we want to continue to grow, we cannot afford to be around average guys and hang out with them, because you will become the average of the people that you keep. Okay,
that's a very interesting. Listen, I agree with what Myron had to say. You are the average or the sum of who you hang out with. All right. If you want to know who you are, show me your friends, and I can tell you. This is what Myron is getting at, and I absolutely agree with his ideology. Now, there's something interesting that comes to mind when he mentions that, and I find it fascinating that he just says what he just said without realizing that he's Myron. This is Myron we're talking about, who runs the Fresh and Fit podcast, right? Because he said you are the sum of people that you keep. Okay, they surround themselves with good people. Okay, so I guess Andrew Tate is a great person, right? Andrew Tate, the guy who's gonna be facing charges, heavy charges, okay, for trafficking women, and some possibly underage women. Rape is also part of those charges he's being charged with too as well. He's currently under lockdown in Romania, so that's interesting. A sense of people you associate yourself with. Oh, who else? MLD. Oh, how could we forget about Mr. Endure himself? Okay, I guess punching women in Japan, or I guess whoever alleged that they did that, they said that he hit a woman over the head with a bottle. Now, we don't know if this is true. We don't know if this is not true, but that's essentially what took down Mr. Endure. And the reason it took him down because he got caught up on, you guessed it, the Whatever podcast talking about women. you need to endure a physically abusive relationship. Men, if your woman is slapping you upside the head and screaming in your face, endure it, because divorce is a lot worse than domestic abuse and violence. Okay, and remember, divorce is a lot more damaging to kids, okay, than domestic violence and having them witness that in the household. No, trust me, you don't want that. So just endure. MLD, that's your guy you surround yourself with. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm starting to get a somewhat of a picture of who you are based on the people I'm listing off here. Well, a saint the sinner. Oh my goodness, Saint the Sinner, Sus Marquardt himself, the guy that pulls up to the first guy I mentioned. He pulls up to his crib with chocolates, expecting an interview. And it's like, come on, what's wrong with you, dog? And he practically lies about everything he says. Your audience themselves, they don't like him. You bring him around you. So I find it interesting. He scams his own fans, all right? And then not only that, he backstabs everybody he collabs with, or he's supposed to be cool with, right? Even the podcast you guys got done doing, the following podcast he did was, hey, maybe Fresh shouldn't be on the podcast anymore. I mean, what a real friend, right? The first time you bring him back on in ages, and for a miracle happened. God, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Fresh was actually earning W's against this guy. I mean, he did a better job than Flacco. I just got to make that statement right there. All right, he challenges Sus Marquardt, and the next episode Sus Marquardt did is Fresh valuable to Fresh and Fit? Now he puts it on the premise of he's just trolling and whatnot. I mean, he's got a Zerka episode coming out too. I thought Zerka was cool with Fresh and Fit. That's interesting. Zerka! Oh my God! Zerka is also someone Myron associates with. What is this guy? The Albanian tard who just runs around saying the N-word and just doing the dumbest shock jock bullshit and thinks that he won't get checked for it. Actually, he did get checked for it, and now we know that he's just a doughboy. I mean, this is what it is. A doughboy with a bunch of smokes in it. You push it out, and all the cigarette smoke comes out like a chimney. You gotta watch that one, dude. I mean, for Pete's sakes, the first round. After the first round, dude was done. I mean, you could hear him breathing. His breathing was worse than Tony Soprano's. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you've watched The Sopranos, dog, you know there's nothing worse than Tony's breathing on camera, right? And it is crazy that you could hear Zerka's breathing from the other corner of the ring on the other. It was crazy. Like, damn, dog, that's one round. Okay, so listen, I can go on forever. That's a point I'm trying to make. I can literally start listing off a bunch of people. I haven't even gotten to Sneeko yet, and that's a whole different. Lord, I thought I'm gonna make it today. I don't know if I can do this. Yo, this shit gives me a headache, chat. This shit gives me a headache. I even mentioned him. We gonna skip over him, all right? But listen, all these people, Fousey, right? I could go on forever about all the people you associate yourself with, Myron, okay? So when you're sitting here trying to give advice to this chump who thinks that you're helping him, okay, you're really not helping them because you're not leading by example. The example we're seeing about the people around you, they're all dirtbag, rapists, scammers, cheaters, liars. I mean, you're surrounding yourself with the worst of the worst. Donovan Sharp, for example, I haven't even gotten to mention him, but he scammed his own father. He stole his father's identity. You're chilling with scammers. Who are you to give that advice that you're the sum of who you hang out with? And meanwhile, here's a picture of who you hang out with. I'm done, bro. I can't do this. I can't do this shit. Kim on Slim, shout out to you for the $5 in the chat. Says, ever since their demonetization, that Fresh and Fit show looks pretty depressing. It does. Because listen, this is what happens when you leave the All-Star League, which is YouTube, and you go to the D League, which is Rumble. Okay, Rumble is where the rejects go. Okay, this is where the YouTube rejects are. And honestly, especially with the couple with the demonetization, it's even worse because like even your quality on YouTube, it don't really extend as far anymore, right? Because it's like, okay, the people who are used to super chatting on YouTube, some of them don't really trust Rumble like that. Think about it. Just really think about it, right? And let's just be real. Rumble's got other problems too, right? Listen, do we need to even talk about the view counts and how weird that is? Do we need to bring that up? The like and dislike and comment ratios, how that's all weird and messed up. Okay, so that tells you alone that maybe most of their audience on YouTube never really translated over to Rumble. They're pretty much just there, scraping up whatever they can, or whatever's left of the YouTube graveyard they've left over. Okay, it's sad, but again, this is what we try to tell you people. Okay, you want to talk about free speech, cancel culture, this and that, but then you're the people who are not aware of your own environment. Okay, you're on a platform which is a private. It's a private company. At the end of the day, I'm aware that YouTube's a private company. If I do something they don't like, they can kick me off at any day. So I don't treat this as like a legitimate thing, right? It's not like oh my God, my life is on here, right? Because that's the understandable. You guys are the exact opposite. Okay. You built a business on this. And not only that, you thought you were too, you thought your shit didn't stink, bro. You thought you can just say whatever you want, do whatever you want. After all, YouTube hasn't done anything in the past. So, why would they ban you guys now and thought it wasn't going to happen? You fucked around and you find out. Congratulations. And that doesn't feel too good. Dev, shout out to you for the membership 3 months. Dev says that's cap. The average guys he's talking about are the garbage guys, teachers, etc. They aren't earning six figures, but are vital to society. Facts. He's not talking about that. For instance, Donovan Sharp, one of Myron's best friends, his brother is a teacher. And he had when Donovan Sharp was about to get evicted, okay, chasing some 19-year-old single mama heroin addict, he looked to his teacher of a brother who was an actual teacher, and he said, "Can I have some money? I need about $800. Why? I gotta go buy her a ring. We get married." You know what's crazy? I didn't think I saw Donovan Sharp's brother at his current wedding with Devin or whatever the heck, whatever you want to call that. So I just find that fascinating, right? Your brother helped you out. You were borrowing money from him, and then you booked it to Vegas, and you married some single mom over here, and I don't even see him at your wedding, bro. That's interesting. But listen, it just tells you that when the chips are down, people, a teacher may have your back if he's your brother. I don't know. Shout out to you. Let's continue with the video, chat.
To keep people around you that are better than you in general at what you do, better than you, right? You want a strong circle. And then number 3, as far as bringing on OnlyFans girls and porn stars, valid critique. That's why we had to talk with Chris. We told him, yo, we want less of these OnlyFans girls on the show. If we're going to have OnlyFans girls on, that's fine. But we want to have other women in as well that have other professions. Here's the other thing too. A lot of these average girls that we bring on the show, guys that have jobs or whatever, they're on the show. Trust me, they're on the panel. It's just that people don't remember because they're not as outspoken a lot of the time. Right. A lot of times they're quiet because they agree with what we say. They just don't say anything on air. Right?
I wonder why. Listen, you notice the only women on Fresh and Fit that actually fight back are the crazy ones, right? They're the ones who most men don't want in their lives because they bring chaos. You can tell. You can look at some of these women and they're like, yeah, you got some things that you need to work through, and I'm not your dad or your therapist. You got to go figure that out, okay? There are women they invite on their show that have no business being in people's lives and could be considered for a legitimate relationship. It's just crazy that they think that. So, of course, those women, they're not going to have any shame or care in terms of, or fear in terms of calling you out or even squaring up with you. Y'all remember that one girl that got in a fist fight with Tommy Sotomayor on their show, right? Or that one girl that pulled a gun on DJ Academics. Like, okay, that's insane. You don't want those kind of people in your life, not certainly as a girlfriend. Are you wild? All right, but the average women that do show up, they're freaked out. They're probably sitting there like hostage victims. You got this freaking Sudanese dude sitting over here getting pissed off because a woman is speaking her mind. So she now knows, hey, I can get kicked out of here if I just voice my opinion. And that girl's my ride over there. So if I leave, I don't want to get stuck outside. I might as well just keep my mouth shut. What the hell? Like, I wonder why those girls don't want to say anything. I wonder why the average girls that most men out there would probably likely run into, who don't deal with assholes like Fresh and Fit, people who drive Lamborghini Uruses, or people who, walk around bragging about 19 real estates they've bought with subscriber money. Okay, listen, Average girls hang out with average guys or average people. Okay. So when they get invited to a platform where there's a psychotic Arab dude sitting right there, all right, getting pissed, and then saying, "Hey, listen, okay, in my religion, in my country, all right, I want a virgin, and I'm gonna find one." It's like, and then the girls are asking, "Well, how are you gonna find a virgin? Trust me, all right, I'm gonna fly over to Sudan, and we're gonna marry a virgin." Okay, you realize the most. Okay, I'm wondering how this is gonna work. All right, or you got Fresh over here. So Myron, yeah, Myron was right, but Myron was right. It's like, hey, bro, we got Toodle D and Toodle Stupid. I don't know what else to say. All right. So these girls are freaked the fuck out. They're gonna shut the hell up. And they're probably gonna be like, you know what? Let me just not get noticed. And then some of them you can even see it, right? It's like blink twice if you're okay. They feel as though they're hostage. So I'm not surprised. And honestly, even thinking about this, let's expand on this a little bit, chat. Okay. Because if you compare it to the Whatever podcast, the Whatever doesn't give off that Myron vibe. So what do you get? You see women who are more likely to be able to speak up, and they're confident in speaking up because they know they're not going to be kicked out and by some pissed off 6'5" dude who didn't like what she said, and to her it didn't seem as bad, but to him it's some sign of disrespect or some shit, right? I mean, it's great. Y'all remember when he kicked out? Y'all remember that episode where he got mad because some girl called him Osama, and then he just Frank Castled her? All because she called him Osama. It's like, dude, like, where's your skin? How thin is it? Come on, let me pinch your skin. Because like, yo, you couldn't play off with that. She called you Osama and you Frank Castled her, bro. I'm pretty sure average women would be freaked the fuck out. Okay, so listen, even on Adam Sosnick podcast, when Donovan Sharp got pissed off because the women were allowed to talk back to him. How dare they? If this was Fresh and Fit podcast, they would never talk back to me like this. Trust me. If this was Fresh and Fit podcast, these women would never speak to me this way. They would never speak to me this way. Adam Sosnick is a fake friend. That's Donnie Boy after one matchup on Adam Sosnick's podcast. And why did he have that experience? It's because Adam Sosnick, as stupid as he is, okay, he's not gonna shout down some woman. He's actually genuinely respectful. That's why I don't go hard on him as I typically do, right? I don't go, I don't go too. I'm not too harsh with him because I can tell there are people who are just genuinely stupid. Patrick David deserves all the blame on that one, but like realistically, he's fine. He's genuinely he's respectful. So women, they feel comfortable and safe to be able to voice their opinion without feeling like they're about to be hurt. So Myron, that's not a flex, buddy. I'm just throwing that out there.
Right? So that's number one. And then number two, the other thing you got to understand is that to get the most eyeballs, unfortunately, sex sells. So what we're doing is we understand that there's a method to the madness, and to get eyeballs on us, sometimes we have to bring in certain girls, whatever it may be. Now, with that said, I'm not delusional. I understand that a large portion of the people that watch After Hours are fucking simps and suckers that want to go ahead and spend money on 304s that don't give a fuck about them. However, if I get 10 simps to watch the show, but 2 guys watch the show, and they are able to put on the red lens and say, wow, I'm learning from this. This is some fucking crazy ass shit. And then they say, let me see what else these guys have to say. And then they go ahead and watch their Money Monday and they make money. Or they watch a Womanizer Wednesday and they walk away from a woman that treats them poorly. Or they call into the call-in show and we answer a question for them that changes their life. Then that's a W.
No. I'm sorry. The math ain't mathin', bro. Wait a minute. Oh, it makes so much sense. So your sex sells. There were so many things he just talked about just there alone. But let's talk about the first thing. Sex sells. So you understand that you're doing this on purpose, right? You are basically introducing scantily clad women because you understand there's a certain element of men, not even certain, there's a mass element of men that find that attractive, and they don't even give a shit what content you're producing. They just like the fact that they're hot women on the channel or panel, right? So they follow. So you understand the psychology and you played it. That's a form of clout chasing. But not only that, it goes against everything that you were claiming to stand for. The helping men get better, helping you guys are anti-pornography, anti-OnlyFans, anti all these things that could be sexually suggestive, and you're in favor of men holding it. What is that, semen retention? Y'all are some weirdos with that, right? So you're in favor of all these things, but yet you knowingly invite these women who are the exact opposite because you are a little clout goblin. That's very interesting. And then he follows it up with, well, listen, we have to do this because otherwise, how do we get you guys to follow us? And not only that, we know that majority of our audience are simps. We know the majority of you guys are simps. You guys are just here to follow the girls that we've been promoting and marketing in front of you. We know you don't actually care about us, but our only hope is that a few of you out of that mass amount of you horn dogs can just look at the real shit that we do, which is the finances and whatnot, and like us enough to stay, bruh. First of all, if he was talking about 10 people, and let's say he said if he had 100 people, or no, he said 10 people and two of them stay. What was his analogy? Like 10 people and watch the video and two of them stay for the real stuff. That means that they've done their job. It's like, huh? No, I'm sorry, bro. So you got 10 people coming in to watch your smut, and only 2 people stay. That's so 80% of people out of just that number don't even give a shit about what you guys have to say. Oh, that makes sense. that perfectly fits in. Okay, and those aren't really. I mean, I would say if you want to talk about the numbers you got, fine, all right. But out of 1.5 million subscribers, okay. I think you guys are when Myron talks about how many lives he saved and how many people they help, right? It almost seems as though they act like they're saving the world, right? They act like they're God's gift to the environment, right? Because if they didn't do the podcast that they were doing, more men would commit suicide and self-deletion. And it's like, huh. But 80% of the people that follow you don't even give a shit unless they're half-naked women on your show. So I just how many lives are you saving again? Or just how many people are making 6 figures out of that pool of number? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still a good chunk of people, but not as much as y'all are bragging about that you're saving. It just means that the rest of your society and the people in your clique or crew or cult, okay, they're just here for the degenerate shit. Okay, they're just gutter people. That just is what it is. Nothing wrong with that. Just be honest with it, okay? But don't hide it around more. We want purity. We want wives. We want men to be men again. No, y'all are some dogs. It's okay. We understand you. Jesus, this is crazy, chat.
Yeah, I understand that not everyone is going to be saved. We can only save a percentage of guys, and a lot of you guys found us through After Hours clips, found us through the After Hours show, and then you stayed for the real content that we give y'all during the day. But to get y'all in, a lot of the times we got to do it through the women, and it's a necessary evil to do so.
Necessary evil
is that guys got to exercise some kind of temperance and understand that sitting there and giving girls money from OnlyFans that come on the show, I mean, you got to have a degree of discipline. And those guys are probably already fucked up in their life anyway. But if we can get 10 simps, but 2 guys that take the red lens and see the world for what it really is, and we save them,
we did our job.
We did our job.
Just add as well, just so you know as well, caller, most people in this sphere was the echo chamber. So what happened was we took the talking points of the RP, brought it towards you guys as well, but with girls to hear their point of view, and as a result, we created this show, Fresh for After Hours. That made headlines. Now, we understand the problems with OnlyFans girls, for example, whores, whatever. But again, that is the current culture, and unfortunately, this is what we live in right now. But
so instead of trying to work against the grain and change the culture, you're saying the only way you have to do this is by showing smut, because that's the only way you can be successful. Dude, there are tons of people who are successful motivators that didn't have to resort to such smut, all right, and bullshit that you guys are putting out. Admit it. This is just a cheap, easy way to play on emotions and get a bunch of people to follow you. You're exploiting a very primitive mindset of men out there. The sex appeal and the fact that a lot of men long for the old days of when women were back in line and they were in the household. That just is what it is. You guys are painting the picture for a lot of those guys, and it's good to know that 80% of the people that follow you, what is that? That's like they got 1.5 million people follow you. So that's what about 1.2 1.2 million people, 1.2.5 million people, right? That don't give a fuck about what you guys have to say. It's about 250,000 people who follow you actually care. And out of that, right, those are probably, that's not even counting the people that, bruh, it's not it, bruh. It's for what y'all are claiming, it's not it. And you notice how they're just admitting that, yeah, bro, but we have to sell you this stuff, okay? Because we know that this is just the environment we're in. We're not trying to change the environment. I mean, we are trying to help you guys escape from the matrix, but you got to understand, we have to use elements of the matrix, like the women, the rappers, and all this other stuff. We have to use elements of that and introduce you to it, so hopefully we have a chance of breaking you out. Huh? That's a very interesting strategy. It's almost like you're trying to accomplish the opposite of what you're setting out to. Because if you're trying to accomplish that goal, you would hit them with the facts, and it wouldn't have to come with distractions. If you understand what I'm saying, because there are so many other people that do it. I mean, I talk about Eric Thomas a lot. Eric Thomas is a powerful motivator, right? And who's the main one out there? Tony Robbins, another one. I don't see Tony Robbins chilling in hot tubs surrounded by a bunch of bitches. Like, yeah, hey, you want to be rich? You want to know why your life sucks so much? Huh? Listen, buy my course. I'm Tony Robbins. No, you never see that. He has a genuine story, and when he tells that story, people are inspired. They're genuinely inspired. They're saying, "Hey, this guy was homeless, eating at a buffet or what do you call it, a pizza joint to get free food and whatever he was doing, right?" And he went from that to being this multi-million-dollar business coach and motivator. That's inspiring. So they go to his conference, right? But again, they don't have to resort to the cheap shit. They dig deep. They have a soul. They're not empty. So that they speak from the heart. It's different from what you guys do. You guys are just doing. It's like carrots. And carrots on a stick. That's what it is, right? The carrot is the porn star or the OnlyFans girl. That's what it is. And you just cast it out there, and the boys are biting, and you're hoping, hopefully you guys fall for our bullshit and buy into the real shit that we want to do. Mm-hmm. Admit it. Y'all never had a genuine story that really wanted to motivate anyone to find you inspiring. Okay, what is Fresh's story? He moved from Barbados after banging 1,000 women, and then got married to a single mom, and then divorced her in the same year, or annulled the marriage, and then now he's free of responsibilities, and now he's out there banging more hoes and driving Lamborghini. What's Myron's founding story? Myron's founding story? He was a former FBI, not FBI. I don't know why FBI comes to mind, but Homeland Security agent. Okay, and then after that, he got called into the office. He making 6 figures. Now he had to leave because he had to choose between saving children is one thing, but saving you incels, it's just another thing. Bro, like I'm sorry, it's just utterly pathetic. Okay, your story is not inspiring. You were making 6 figures. You got fired because you were making more money on YouTube because you got clout, and now you guys were there. I mean, the most painful thing is you guys were nerds and didn't get girls, but you're still nerds, and the only reason why you're getting girls is because you have money and status. Like, that's it. That's it. Your story is not inspiring. So instead of reaching deep into that shallow well, which you don't have, okay, you then just result to cheap shit like women and flashy stuff and rappers and all these people who are famous. Okay, people see through your bullshit. It just is what it is. Listen, Fresh, I think you're saying a little too much right now.
We bring other girls as well. So on some level, I get what you're saying. And then regarding actually being a man and as well, like having that network, yes, some guys are not going to be on your level, but it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means you spend less time with them, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
that's
Definitely.
that's what it is.
Because I have a good amount of friends who actually do subscribe to a lot of girls on OnlyFans, and I actually completely cut them off because I don't actually respect dudes like that whatsoever. And I actually got to thank you guys for teaching me something like that, because I actually have much more respect for myself than before.
Yeah, bruh. I'm sorry, that don't even make any sense from where we're sitting, because we're sitting here listening to you congratulate scammers and fraudsters, all right, about how much they've changed your life and how much they've made you such a better person, and then not those things don't belong together, bro. You look like a clown. You're not a better person. You're a clown. You look like an idiot. You look like you just traded one cult for another. That just is what it is. I don't see any maturity or growth in that statement whatsoever, because if you still think these people are legitimate, you're an idiot.
Because it kind of dawned on it, because I don't like talking about them, fuck these guys. But in the whatever podcast necessarily, they're always doing the complete opposite on, I would say, what it is your message is. Okay, you don't have to speak on them. I completely understand copyright and all that stuff. But as a fan,
We're not they can do whatever they want, man.
We wish them the best, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we ain't gonna hit them with no copyright or any of that other shit. No.
Yeah, just my channel, apparently. But y'all don't know me, though.
Because these guys actually did see, they actually charge men, I would say, like men that are actually not high status and shit like that, about $9,500 just to be on the show, while all the other OnlyFans girls and all the models, they basically come in for free.
Shit, what the fuck?
That basically tells something.
Is that true?
I don't know if it's true or not, but that's crazy if it's true, Brian. Because your shit, you a milk dud. Like, how the hell? Well, what gives you the right to charge someone $9,500? That's a used Camry. You can get a used Camry for that price, dog. What's wrong with y'all? Like $9,500. What on God's green value do you think you bring to this earth that makes you think it's worth $9,500? Let me know. Let me know, because I'm going to guarantee you don't got the sauce, bro. There's no freaking way. We got to figure out this true. Where does this guy have his information from, okay? Let's find out.
I'm so serious, because there was a TikTok on a man that actually did look into that, how they're the OnlyFans girls. They actually hit them up, whatever they hit them up, obviously for networking. But as far as the average man, like I actually did try. I get a text message saying that they do not accept men, and if you do actually want to be on the show or support it, you would have to pay a fine or a fee, I should say, guest fee of at least a minimum of $9,500, while all these other girls basically go on the show.
Oh, nigga. What have we been doing, bro?
The exact same thing. Wait a minute. Whoa. Fresh and Fit. Y'all not gonna sit there and pretend that you don't charge a male guest to come on your show, because you do. Stop lying. Y'all, I don't know how much exactly it is, but I know for a fact they charge men to go on their show. The people who sit in the back there, if you see a man on their show, they charge them. Okay, I seem to remember even during Fresh and Fit's early days, there were videos where they would put it out there. Hey guys, if you want to come on the show, hit somebody up for the price. Like, listen, y'all were charging people to be on your show, so I don't know why y'all acting so shocked and surprised. Okay, miss me with this bullshit where you're acting like all of a sudden, yeah, we're see, I told you we're so sanctified. Look at us. We're see, that's why we're here for you. We would never charge you $9,500. Hey, Fresh, how much are we charging these niggas? Drop the price. Bro, y'all are charging people. I know for a fact y'all are doing that. Okay, but just look at how shocked they are. And realistically, bro, the dude who's calling them out, you sound like a chump. So the way you found out this information, realistically, and I'm glad you did your research, because that's great. But I wouldn't even call it research. More so, you thirsty as hell to try to get on a show. All right, and you hitting them up for it. I mean, you were thirsty enough to hit them up for it to try to get on a show. That's crazy, bro. like that's crazy. And you found out that it costs $9,500. Are you proud of that story? Like, is that a story you want to be proud of? Hey, listen, I wanted to be a fan of yours, okay, but y'all $9,500, I couldn't afford that. See, what happened was all my money, I got a checking and savings, and all my money's in my savings account, and I gotta transfer it to my checking accounts. It takes about 3 business days, so I can't do it. $5. That's probably why he's mad. And he's spilling the beans to Fresh and Fit because he couldn't afford it. That's why I'm like, $9,500. Oh, it's because I'm average, isn't it? It's because I'm average. And the reason why I get that perspective, right, because notice how he phrased it. He phrased it as a fine or a fee, right? When he was explaining it to Myron and him, it's like, a fine or a fee. Why would you even a fine, bro? A fine has so many negative connotations to it. Like, no one likes fines. So the way just referring it to a fine just means that's how you felt when they told you what the cost of you, an average nobody, was to get on their show, and you felt so disrespected, you you made it enlightened to a fine. That's essentially what it is. All right, so I can see through the bullshit, bro. You're not fooling nobody. This guy's he's what we call a class A red pill super fan. All right, that's him right there. The caller, the person that's calling right now, that's a class A red pill super fan. He just float around and you'll find him everywhere.
Holy smokes! Well,
yo,
don't worry. I mean,
you know what?
what?
That's networking. I understand. That's money. I should understand. But what do you think that basically? This is why I even asked you the question. What do you think that tells us? I should say, as the hardworking blue collar guys, if you're willing to let all of these, all of these girls who ended up taking the easy way out, and we're busting our ass, we're doing everything we can, and also we want to put our insight as far as being the average man in the modern 2023 times, which is bullshit, I should say. I fucking hate it. What does that tell you? You value basically, I would say, the flaws and yet alone pretty much the promiscuity of these women compared to who it's affecting, which is, I would say, the average man.
Bro, I mean, I don't know what to do.
First of all, this guy, again, that was such a loaded question. It's not even funny. And the other thing is, you see, just in the way how he's talking about the average man and how he looks at himself, right? Think about it. Just first of all, I don't think there's a problem with being average, right? I would even consider myself average. There's certain things I can do and there's certain things I can't do. I'm just human, okay? I'm average. There are people who are extraordinary and they just exist on this planet. They're out there, okay? But the vast majority of us were average. But apparently to this guy, being average is just, it seems like he's just the disdain and just the sound of depression that comes out of his mouth when he just says, when he refers to himself as average, right? He's like internalizing that as some kind of negative thing because he's not where he thinks he should be. He thinks that there's something wrong with him for being average. Just listen to the way he said average. It's crazy, right? And it just shows you, are you guys actually helping save men's lives? Or are you guys making them more depressed like all other social media platforms by holding a mirror, or not even a mirror, a reality, a false reality that doesn't actually exist? Right? Because that's exactly what people do on social media. It's a false reality. Everyone's happy. Everyone has money. Everyone's living their best life. But that's not real life. Real life, shit sucks. You go through ups and downs, and your freaking neighbor or your fucking best friend or your fucking family member, whoever it is, they're causing problems, or they're being the best people in the world. It's ups and downs. Nothing's perfect, right? But then again, this guy, he doesn't want that. And you can tell by the way he just says or refers to himself as average. Like that's some kind of just, oh my God, like, damn, I got branded as an average person. Listen to this, chat. We're going to play this one more time. We'll get into the super chat. Just listen to this.
well,
Yeah.
But what do you think that, you know what?
What?
I even asked you the question. What do you think that tells us, I should say, as the hardworking blue collar guys, if you're willing to let all of these, all of these girls who ended up taking the easy way out, and we're busting our ass, we're doing everything we can, and also we want to put our insight as far as being the average man in the modern 2023 times, which is bullshit, I should say. I fucking hate it.
He fucking hates it. This guy, again, first of all, you're not being consistent here. You're saying you're making $3,100 a week, and now you're referring to yourself as an average man, which is bullshit. That's crazy, because someone who makes $3,100 a week, that's not nigga, that ain't average. And what job exactly do you have in the blue collar world that makes $3,100 a week and you're still referring to yourself as average? Are you insane? Most people out there make $3,100 a month before Uncle Sam. Again, the internet is where you go to, where all these millionaires and thousandaires are popping up all over the place thanks to these podcast bros. Come on, bro. I mean, this is, again, you gotta listen. I listen really well to what people say. Okay, I know I may look dumb, but I pick up a few things. Okay, and bro, this dude's not making any sense to me. If you referring to yourself as an average blue collar worker and you hate it, All right. First of all, there's nothing wrong with being an average blue collar worker. And second of all, you got some self esteem issues that you need to work through. And fresh and fit, they're not going to help you through that. I'm going to tell you right now, they're actually going to make that situation worse for you. Misinterpretation. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. She says, let's rebrand Rumble as Fumble, as in they screwed up. Now they're streaming live on Fumble. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. And their only hope is to get back in YouTube's good graces. And we can only hope to see what happens, right? Are they gonna get back that monetization? I don't know. I don't really care. Either way, we gonna be here making money off of you, dog. Okay, see, I'm gonna turn my ads on for this one, right? Oh, by the way, I forgot to cover the sponsorship of this video. We got a sponsorship today, guys. This video is sponsored by YouTube. Like button, this one below the video on the one you're watching right now. Okay, so if you haven't hit the like button yet, go ahead and do us a huge favor by sponsoring this show, because I'm turning the ads on this bitch, and I want this. The algorithm to take it to the moon. So go ahead and help us out and hit the like button, chat. I appreciate it, right? Rumble is the reject of YouTube, right? They fumbled the bag, all right? So yeah, I agree with this. Anybody who fumbles on YouTube, they go to Rumble. I appreciate that. Antonio Wing Chung, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Antonio says, I'm not surprised people pay to be on the show. 2 years ago, Myron bribed Anna Quinn Fitness in order to come on the show if she has sex with Myron. That's facts. And the way he does that is because he compares his Social Blade numbers, and his Social Blade number says their at the time when that whole shit show was going on, his podcast was worth about $10K a month. Now it's obviously way more than that, right? But it's obviously way more than that. So that's what they were using as a justification for these women. Like, oh, listen, I mean, it's like around 10K. We're making 10K on average. Look at our Social Blade numbers. Y'all remember that very early in Fresh and Fit's career, as they were on the rise, they would always brag about their Social Blade numbers, right? Look at our Social Blade. We're making 10K a month, so we don't need you, right? So they would always do that, right? And now, now it's nothing. You got nothing. But again, you're absolutely right. They will try to use that as leverage to get the girls to be with them for free, because they say, hey, listen, all we have to do is promote you, all right? And all of our minions and legions of incels will flock to your OnlyFans page if you have one. And if you don't have one, my man, Discount Terrence Hours, aka Chris, all right, he gonna help you get set up with an OnlyFans account. That way you can bag the brand from these incels. And honestly, it's a beautiful bag too as well, because these women are making money. They're making money. Their following goes up tenfold, and you know what that means? They're getting paid. All right. So I just find it fascinating that these guys are contributing to a cycle and claiming that they're trying to break it. Y'all look clowns. This is why I call them clowns. It don't make any sense. Like, it gives me a headache even just like discussing this, because like, how do you fall for this? I mean, honestly, like if I had a son, oh my God, if I had a son and he somehow, and let's say through for some fault of mine, okay, I wasn't paying attention, he slipped into the red pill, and I found out he put $9,500 on my credit card. We going back to Nigeria. I'm sending you to Port Harcourt right now. We done. Tell you kidding me? Oh, you gonna learn today. You gonna see how people really live, and you gonna learn that you got it so good. So next time you get the feeling to send $9,500 to some losers on YouTube, you understand the value of money while you're sitting there in Nigeria. That's what we be doing. Literally, bro. Listen. My people be doing that. Like Nigerians who are in America, if their kids act up, they're like in middle school or high school, whatnot, you're getting sent back home. You got to go deal with the crap there, because then you come when you waddle through hell, all right, when you go through shit and realize that damn, America was good. Man, the roads were good. It didn't take me 3 hours to go 10 miles. God damn. Oh my God. Like I want to go by. I miss McDonald's. I miss Burger King. I'll do whatever you want, Dad. Yeah, you listen. When people experience a different life in a country that isn't as great as America, you realize that every dollar counts. All right, that's what I'm saying. Our boys today are spoiled. They don't understand how good they have it. That's the best way I say. M. Dot, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. Can we get a W in the chat for M. Dot? M. Dot said, if Myron were RP, the correct answer would have been, I'm in it for the money, just like everyone else is on YouTube. Helping men is a side benefit. Facts. And people would respect them even more because they're being honest and they respect the honesty. It just is what it is. I mean, look at Andrew Tate. He can say whatever he wants, and people still would respect him. Look at Donald Trump. I'm convinced at this point, this guy can literally shoot somebody and get away with it. I mean, think about it. I have never seen someone who could possibly run for president behind bars. Like, I don't know how that works, bro. It just doesn't make any sense. But you're absolutely right. Let's go. Moxie, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Moxie says, saving lives one incel at a time. It sounds like a progressive commercial. I don't know why that came into my mind. But shout out to you. Dev with the $2 super chat. Dev says, the old bait and switch. Come on, bro. Y'all suck. That's facts. Right? Let's hook you in with the women. All right. Hope you guys stay for the finances. Let's hook you in with the women. Hopefully you guys stay for the real talk. Meanwhile, you got guys like what's that Andrew Tate lawyer? You got him. You know, he's coming here like Andrew Tate's innocent. Okay, trust me. This is a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt. It's like, shut up. You're inviting idiots and scammers to your platform, bro. Pat Freeman with the $10 super chat. Let's get a W in the chat for Pat Freeman. Pat Freeman says he said they claim want Proverbs 31 women, but they want hoes. That's absolutely factual, right? Again, what have I been telling you guys for a long time? Chat. What have I been telling you guys for a long time? And I know some of you guys are newer here, and it's cool, right? But for the vast majority of you guys who are OGs in the platform right now, you already understand this because I've been preaching at the top of my lungs. Matter of fact, you understand this more than anybody else here because you remember we used to get trolled for calling this shit out. We used to get trolled by their minions. The trolling was heavy in the chat. Put a 1 if you OG. You remember those days, how heavy it was. These guys will get fanatical trying to defend Fresh and Fit, right? Because I'm over here saying, hey, these guys don't really want wives. They actually want hoes. I'm just being real with you. They're just hiding under the guise of they want a traditional relationship, but really they want a slut. I'm being real with you, bro. Again, y'all said, no, Duke, you're wrong. You're wrong, Duke, right? Because listen, to me, it just made so much sense why you guys are so envious of liberal men, okay? You're envious of liberal men because liberal men date liberal women. Conservative men, y'all got to date the traditional women, right? right? And then you end up cheating on them with what do you call it? The OnlyFans girls and Instagram thoughts, right? Hey, Derek Jackson? Huh? Ain't that right? Huh? It's always the married men or the dudes talking about traditional relationships. Y'all are the biggest scumbags. Just being real, bro. And to be fair, not all of them, right? But the ones on here, it's all the grift, okay?
I tell you, you value basically, I would say, the flaws and yet alone pretty much the promiscuity of these women compared to who it's affecting, which is, I would say, the average man.
Bro, I mean, I don't know I didn't even fucking know that shit, bro.
You have to understand, we have two different goals as creators. I'm just going to say that. We have two different paths we want to take, and that path is definitely not our path.
I mean, I'm just going to say it, bro. Like, I told y'all before, I'll say this shit again. Our objective isn't to just sit there and make money, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not. Like, it's there's a reason why as soon as we started this podcast and I started buying real estate property and we started investing, I knew at some point we might get canceled or something might happen. And also on top of that, I didn't want to be driven by money. So I was like, all right, I'm going to invest. I'm going to put myself at a place where if everything were to go to shit, I'll be good. And then now I can focus on the content.
How did you do that though? You did that by luring these dumb incels to your platform so they can super chat you to insult women. That's how you did it. All right. And you guys built a platform and earned over $1.5 million. Yeah, I would say that's enough money to put a bunch of down payments on 19 different properties. And you notice how he doesn't credit his audience for giving him the money to do that or accomplish any of that, right? Y'all notice that. You don't credit the audience. He's making it seem like, yeah, you know what? I knew this day was going to happen. So you know what I end up doing? I end up just like saving up, investing the money y'all gave me into these properties. And then when we finally got canceled, now we can really focus on the content. Wait, now hold up, rewind. What do you actually mean by that? What do you mean by now you can actually focus on the content? Can I play that back one more time? Let me play that back one more time.
I knew at some point we might get canceled or something might happen. And also on top of that, I didn't want to be driven by money. So I was like, all right, I'm going to invest. I'm going to put myself at a place where if everything were to go to shit, I'll be good. And then now I can focus on the content. I don't have to focus on like, oh, we just need to find ways to like monetize. Obviously.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. He just admitted to it. Yeah. Okay, fine. Maybe it's not your goal now because you're nice and spoon-fed with your audience's money, okay, with your 19 real estate properties, okay? But you just admitted that before that, you were focused and made it about the money. I'm gonna just rewind that because like they're just burying themselves at this point. They're just burying themselves at this point. Muad'Dib, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Muad'Dib says, #1 did RP spave GAF about the average male. Facts. Bruh, it's crazy how he just casually admitted that too in the same sentence. While he's saying no, we weren't about the money, but we had to really be about the money in order for us to use your money to make more money to the point we don't give a fuck anymore because now we got fuck you money, right? That was the whole goal. It wasn't about money though. Trust us. I'm gonna just play this shit back. It just writes itself, chat. It writes itself.
I knew at some point we might get canceled or something might happen. And also on top of that, I didn't want to be driven by money. So I was like, all right, I'm going to invest. I'm going to put myself at a place where if everything were to go to shit, I'll be good. And then now I can focus on the content. I don't have to focus on like, oh, we just need to find ways to like monetize. Obviously, right, everything is money driven to a degree. I'm not going to sit here and lie and, we don't do this for free. But the money doesn't dictate the pace of the content, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's fine and dandy. The money does not dictate the pace of the content. That's bullshit. But I understand what they're saying. The reason why I said it's bullshit because you just admitted to the latter, right? Because you just admitted that you had to grind at first to get as much money as you can to invest in alternative, vehicles that would keep the cash flow going, right? And then when the cash flow is going and you finally get canceled and your YouTube cash cow stops, okay, you don't have to, be pressed on time anymore. Your employees and whoever it is gets paid, right? That's what you're making it out to be. So by that definition, it was about the money, and the money did dictate the pace. That's why you hustled in all these women, all these bullshit, and you guys clout chased your way to the top. You used and dumped everyone around you, all right? So you kept the fake ones, and you dumped the real ones, all right? You got to where you are. It's all there. You're admitting that. The money dictated your pace. What's even more strange now that you just admitted this is that a while back, it wasn't even a while back, but moments before, you were levying the same accusation about the whatever podcast doing the same thing. So now, this is what I said earlier in our monologue, chat. It doesn't make any sense to go with this angle of argument, bro, because you just admitted to it. These guys drive me insane, bro. It's so insane. Muad'Dib, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Hold up. Let me catch my breath real quick because I'll be cracking up, bro. My side hurts. I'm just laughing too much, bro. He says the RP are envious. The RP are envious of liberal men because they can openly be gay. Notice every RP guy has a problem with LGBTQ. Why? They're like obsessed. It's really odd. That's absolutely facts. All right, but on the other side of things, what I'm also realizing is liberal men, right? They're the ones who get chicks. Let's just be real. They're the ones who are out there dealing with women because they're not sitting there saying, "Oh, you have to stay at home and you have to have, my babies, and you have to cook and you have to clean." And they're not putting these arbitrary rules on their women. Their women are just going out there doing what they need to do, and they know the love is there, and they don't need to have to necessarily exercise a certain degree of control over their lives. Right? So the women are happier, the men are happier, and they get the best sex, right? That's just is what it is. Meanwhile, these conservative dudes, they're right there just sitting in their houses all crouched up. Like, honey, did you wash the dishes? Okay, because last time there was a water spot on my cup. All right. I don't know what detergent you're using, but I don't like it. It's like y'all just seem so depressed. You're making your wife depressed. Like y'all putting all these strict rules, and some of y'all say, "Well, God said a woman is supposed to be a servant of the man." That's what it is, right? So the Bible said it. So you gotta listen to it. Okay, we have to go back to the traditional times. Okay, you guys gotta go back. It's like, come on. I think look at Destiny, for example, chat. Look at Destiny, right? Destiny bangs all the chicks he wants, right? Think about it. He's also married. You can't have that in a conservative relationship. That is not considered conservative. That's why they shit on him so much. It's not considered conservative to be a married man and let you bang other chicks and let your chicks bang other dudes, right? So they use the other side or the other argument to attack Destiny. It's like, he's doing the same thing on the other side. So I don't know why that's their relationship though, right? But whatever, right? But he gets to live that lifestyle. And meanwhile, these guys are stuck in their ways. He's living the ideal life. He's rich, high value. He's dating these liberal women. They're happy. They're around them, and some of them are smart. They're jelly about it. they can't stand it, right? And on top of that, Destiny, when he talks to them, he's serving them up just a hot slice of whoop ass on every talking point. On every talking point. It just they don't know how to handle it, so they freak out. They all have PTSD ever since Destiny completed his red pill arc, right? They're still reeling from that. But you're absolutely right. It's just I think not only are they envious of liberal men because they can also openly admit to being gay and be part of LGBTQ and just experience true freedom, right? And whatever it is they want to be and do, right? But I think it's also on the opposite side too as well, on the guys who are not on that side, but they're like able to not exercise that level of control over their women or children or families. You know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Shout out to you. Let's continue with this shit show of an explanation here.
You know what I mean? We're not going to sit there and tell y'all, we're just going to read super chats for 4 hours or we're going to, egg the show on. Like, nah, but I didn't know that they do that. That's crazy, bro. Nah, that's wild.
Yeah, bro. It was definitely a shock, which is precisely why I understood exactly who I needed to listen to in a sense, and this is exactly why I support y'all.
I'll tell you this:
this guy is an idiot. It's like from fire to frying pan. Yeah, those guys charge me $100 to be on their show, but the hundreds of dollars you charge us for your DMs on the man's course. Yeah, I knew that you were the better deal because you're not trying to scam us. No, you Fresh and Fit, you would never try to scam us.
Not going to be promoting pocket pussies on here or gambling or any of the other shit, man. The fuck out of here, bro.
Definitely not, bro.
The thing is, we bring the OnlyFans girls on, bro, because the thing is that, and here's the thing too, we need to bring in diverse panels of women, right? Like if we bring a girl that's OnlyFans, or we bring a girl that works a regular job, and then another girl that's a secretary, another girl that's a lawyer, another girl that has a college degree, another girl that's an entrepreneur. I don't know if you guys noticed, but they tend to agree on many different things. A lot of people say, "Yo, Fresh Fit After Hours repetitive." At Fresh Fit After Hours repetitive. Well, guess what? If anything, that proves that women think alike. Ta-da!
Or if it's getting repetitive, that means that's likely what your audience wants to see. So it's not necessarily a symptom that women think alike. More like the men you are building on your platform that follow you all have one thought in mind: to see the same kind of talking point and the same kind of women. So do you know what you do? You cultivate that reality and present it for them online. That's just what it is. So what are you seeing here pretending you guys are doing something else that what we already know you're doing? Like, this is crazy that he's just describing it as that.
See, like one of the things about the red pill that was a problem is that it was an echo chamber. Guys would talk about the same bullshit over and over again as far as like hypergamy goes, whatever, which is all true. However, it's one thing to hear someone talk about it, and it's another thing for y'all to see the red pilling right live, right? Group thinkers agreeing with each other, not being able to handle realities, not being able to handle criticisms, not understanding the male perspective. This is shit that they've been talking about in the red pill for the better part of the past 20 to 30 years. But now we're showing it to y'all personified on the show. And whether a girl is an OnlyFans girl, a porn star, a lawyer, a successful entrepreneur, they all think the same. That is the purpose of the show, to let y'all know that regardless of woman's education level, profession, background, etc., 99% of the time, they still have similar mindsets. That's the purpose of the show.
Yeah, bro. I think you failed in that purpose. I think all of you guys who are doing the exact same thing, you guys are all failures in whatever purpose it is, right? This is just so fascinating. But let's see what else he has to say. You know what? I find it interesting that he calls out the whatever podcast for penis pills, right? That's what he wants to call them out for. He says, you guys are selling penis pills and we don't promote that. And I find it interesting because, again, you guys, well, don't you guys promote that? No. Pussy, he said pussy pumps, right? Is that what he called it, right? Yeah, right. You guys sell penis pills. That's what what's his face? Brian, for whatever, accused you guys of doing, right? He accused you guys of selling penis pills. But let's get into Brian's response. And the reason why I like Brian's response is because Brian kind of broke down just how many different avenues Fresh and Fit have in terms of monetizing their audience, right? Now, they may not be monetized anymore or partnered with YouTube anymore, but don't get it twisted. These guys are still making loads of money. For instance, they can still monetize off of YouTube by, using the traffic that flow through the platform and towards the merch or various other activities or courses they have on their website. So that's a valid, monetary source, right? They even have Rumble, right? They got the super chat option for Rumble. They even have Cashapp. They have merch. They have all these different avenues at their fingertips, so they're not lacking. They got money, right? The 1.5 million I was quoting was just on super chats alone on YouTube. They're making more than that with or with other various off-platform methods, right? You gotta put that into consideration. But let's play Brian's response real quick.
That I've tried to get an intro that way. It's been clear to me for a very long time that they're not interested in collaborating, which is fine. I am not owed a collaboration, much in the same way that I do not owe anybody else who reaches out to me to want to collaborate with me. I don't have an issue with that. What I likely suspect is they view me as competition. Ergo, they do not want to compete, or excuse me, they do not want to collaborate with a competitor in the same way that you might, for example, say, and shout out to Length or Gurf on Reddit for this one, Coca-Cola may not want to collaborate with Pepsi. I get it. Although what I would argue is that when it comes to the digital content creation space, it's not like a zero-sum game where if I have viewers, I'm taking away from their viewers. I don't really think that's how it works. I would compare it to like two musical artists, let's say two rap musicians. Rap musicians frequently collaborate, even though they're in the exact same genre. They're making the same type of music. Perhaps their lyrical structure is similar. The instrumentals they're in C major. There's all kinds of things where you can find a lot of commonality in music. There's this complaint that that the podcast is a ripoff or a copy. My response to that would be, first off, nobody has an intellectual property right to a live dating podcast, so there's certainly no copyright infringement or intellectual property infringement. You cannot trademark an idea now, in the same way that, for example, there's allowed to be more than one rapper. There's allowed to be more than one horror film. You're allowed to have more than one drama. There's a lot of similarities. What I would say is they are not the first to do a podcast. They're not the first to do a live podcast. They're not the first to do a dating podcast. They're not the first to do a dating roundtable. They're not the first to talk about these things. I would argue that Tim Likas, Patrice O'Neal, and a couple other people.
Yeah, at that point, you lost me. Tim Likas is Tom Likas, you idiot. Okay, but again, he's making some factual points here. You don't own anything, all right? I mean, even though they did kind of start the concept, and even their whole rocky start was interesting because there were other people who claimed that they helped put that style together. So that's interesting. So again, yeah, he has a point, right? Similar to what the rise of Kevin Samuels and the angry mans of the world that had a problem with it, right? Oh, that Skittle guzzler. He wears Chelsea boots and he stole my talking points. You don't own shit, okay? Kevin Samuels learned this talking point from somewhere. You learned it from somewhere, and Fresh and Fit learned it from somewhere as well. You guys are all repeating the same thing. There's nothing new. But again, I still see where he's coming from with this. Let's continue.
People have been talking about this for a long time, dating all the way back to the 90s, early 2000s, Tom Likas. When it comes to dating shows, you have Love Line with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew dating all the way back to the 90s. You have I've seen Oprah episodes where they assembled a panel of men and women and talked about dating. I've heard about who should pay on first dates. There's old retro video you can pull up of Oprah actually talking to Warren Farrell, who's a men's rights advocate, about who should pay for first dates. These conversations have been going on for a very
Yeah, bro. The fact that you quoted Oprah, it's a problem. It's a problem. I don't think the red pillars fuck with that.
very long time before some of these people were even born. Who else? You had Patrice O'Neal, Tom Likas, Adam Carolla. I think I'm missing one. You have Kevin Samuels. You have a bunch of people. Howard Stern has been bringing on random women and talking about dating and relationships for a very long time. We've obviously gathered to some degree inspiration from their show. Now, in any case, if they don't want to collaborate, that's fine. My issue is when you start, and I'd rather save this for.
No. Just say it. We know you're going through a tough time, and just seeing the disrespect that Myron showed you on their show, well, hundreds of thousands of people are watching. It hurts. I know what you're feeling, Brian. These women know how you feel, so just let us know how you feel, okay? Just tell us how you feel. No need to do a video. Just give it to them raw, all right? Just do it like you would Fresh and Fit. Just do it, okay?
For a proper actual response, because we're limited on time here during the show. He said essentially that I'm in it for the money, and that we don't share the same values because one time I promoted a sex toy. Again, I'd rather save my actual rebuttal when I've actually given it more thought. There's a lot of things I can point out in how they choose to conduct themselves that, I mean, I would say get off your high horse when it comes to your claims of value. Also, I could also make very compelling arguments of these accusations that we're just in it for the money. I'm prepared to show that in a lot of ways, you guys have monetized your audience to a far greater degree than I have when it comes to, again, I don't have an issue with the way they're monetizing. I don't have an issue, but don't make criticisms of me when it comes to the way I'm monetizing. And I could point out some ways that you guys, again, I don't have an issue with the way they're moving, but don't get off your high horse. Okay. This cope about he's just in it for the money. I mean, my dude, you guys charge a lot of money for some of the products you sell. The thing is that they bill themselves. I don't bill myself as a dating coach, a guru, or an expert. I'm just a normal guy. And I talk about dating and relationships. I will never bill myself as an expert or a guru or a coach. I'm not going to do landing page funnels and charge you guys $500 to buy some product. Again, I don't have that. I have no issue with them doing that. But if you're going to get on your podcast when I've had nothing but nice things to say about you and essentially attack me, the insinuation that you're making with Fresh shaking his head like, bro, this guy's in it for them. Actually, should we? I don't know how.
Yes, let the hate flow through you. Bruh, that's facts. They disrespected you. You didn't throw the first shot. They did. And the reason why I'm harping on this hard, especially this beef that's happening, because if and when, and I think it's a matter of when, because they're not going to let go of this, okay? And this is something that's stuck in Brian's mind. At some point, he's going to do an interview about this. So, again, listen, if and when Brian does a video and Fresh and Fit does respond, which they inevitably will, okay, we need to make sure we keep things clear on who threw the first shot, because Fresh and Fit fans suffer from amnesia, okay, and it's retrograde, okay? These guys, they don't know the beginnings of anything. They just remember what the hell their daddy told them, okay? The first thing their daddy told them, yes, they started it first. We were just sitting here trying to help men be successful and save lives, and they attacked us. See, that's why whatever podcast is just no different than Abba and Preach, okay? Peak game. I'm helping y'all understand the game plan. Fresh and Fit does this all the time with everyone they beef with, okay? They throw the first shot, and their audience somehow forgets, and obviously they're big platforms, so they draw in a lot of viewership, and there are a bunch of people who don't know what the hell's going on, so then they instantly jump to one side or the other, not knowing who they're following. And then we got, I mean, it's crazy, right? We got echo chambers all over again, because everything is just politicized, and everyone has to choose a side because nuance doesn't exist anymore. And being in the middle, just like the middle class in America, we're being squeezed out. So it is what it is. All right, maybe I'll go find some place on Rumble and create a channel for all the centrists out there that just want a middle of the road conversation. I don't know, but chat, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. And I think right now he's about to go into all the different ways Fresh and Fit monetize. Now, I know he's already done that, but he's about to go in right now.
Look, it's just like, you cannot sit there and say I'm in it for the money when you guys are charging people thousands of dollars to go to your subscriber milestone parties. You're selling a $500 course on how to DM girls on Instagram. You're selling a $700 course on how to be a high value male. You are doing live events where you're selling VIP tickets. We do super chats. We do donations. There are different triggers for that for us. We have memberships. We have
don't forget the charging man $9,500. And to be fair, even when that guy was explaining it, he was saying that the person he was talking to say they don't typically let men on the platform, but if they were going to do it, that was going to be their cost, right? So it's not like Fresh and Fit where they actually have a system inviting fans onto the show and making them pay for it. It's not like these guys gave off the intention or vibe of, we have a open or like a revolving door of fans coming in and out. Because when I look at their show, I mean, from time to time when I react to it, the only people that I see that are average, or you could say are average, are the women that are on the platform. It just is what it is. They're and I'm not saying average like they're bad looking women. I think they're beautiful women. I just think like these are women I would see on a daily basis. So it's not like anything that sticks out to me, right? So again, you don't see a lot of average dudes though. And I seem to recall Myron himself saying that he doesn't even the reason why he charges average people to come on a show versus people who got clout is because he doesn't think that he says average people. I remember him saying this. He says average people don't add anything to the show, right? Something to that benefit, right? I think that's what he said, right? So again, he doesn't value average people. So I just think it's hypocritical them trying to pretend they're for the average everyday man and trying to label the whatever podcast as guys that nickel and dime for money, right? And again, we just have to specify that $9,500 and how that little hating dude over there was, preaching that. Now, let's get into some of the things that Brian listed off that Fresh and Fit monetize off of, because I think that's very important. Because listen, as I'm looking around and trying to figure out, what is it that Fresh and Fit does? Because if they're saying they're not in it for the money, well, I mean, come on. I mean, they're looking at, they're saying they could be doing multiple things, right? So let's see exactly what it is that they could be doing or are doing or are not doing, right? So we're gonna go to their YouTube channel. I'm gonna be looking around here and right off the bat, get your confidence back with Blue Chew. Now I don't necessarily know what Blue Chew means, so I'm gonna click on Blue Chew and wait, hey, this is a nice little web page here. I mean, it's a pretty simple web page. It's got 2 buttons. This button doesn't work, but this one says get started, and it says get your first month free or $20 off any upgraded plan. And you're sitting there, they got the Blue Chews. There's Fresh. He doesn't look too happy about it, right? Because he says real niggas and real players, all right, they get burned. So he knows he's got that itch down there that he can't scratch. So Blue Chew can't do nothing for him. So he don't got that smile. But Myron knew he just got them hair plugs not too long ago, and with this new money, he's about to get even more. Okay, so he's smiling because this dude just bought himself a whole new hairstyle. So again, this looks like, guys, chat, can you tell me what this looks like to you? Because this seems like sponsorship to me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sponsored by Blue Chew. Oh, by the way, today's show is sponsored by the like button. Can we hit the like button, please? Shout out to you, chat. But I don't have this. That's interesting. Now, Brian also mentioned a couple other things. He said courses and things like that they charge, right? He says $500 for dating courses or $700 for, high value academy courses. And I had to think about that. And I remembered that, he actually has a point, because they do sell that stuff. Matter of fact, they're currently selling that stuff right now. Now, one thing I find interesting is, remember I used to tell you guys that Fresh and Fit used to charge more than this, right? Because you see the DMs on demand, and the DMs on demand is basically how you can, have sex with 3 girls in one night, like Fresh, you know. So if you want to learn how to get game and have an NBA player invite you over to a party where you can sleep with 3 bitches, okay, you go ahead and sign up for DMs on demand. $500 right now, and you could be swimming in pussy. That's essentially what Fresh was saying in that video, which we all thought was bullshit because it's like, how did this frog looking toad? That didn't even make any sense. But how did this freaking toad freaking come out here, all right, and sleep with 1,000 women, goes to a random party, sees an NBA player, invites him over to his party because the NBA player was looking for a party but couldn't find one, but had a party going on, and then invited Fresh over, and then Fresh comes over and he says pick whatever girl he wants, and then he goes up with 3, but didn't sleep with them. I mean, come on, dude, like, whatever. But then we got the High Value Academy where they teach you on how to be a high value man and things like that. And then Patreon, which they conveniently label as free, which I don't think Patreon is free. I think you got to pay for Patreon. I think it's free to sign up. But to really get involved with the creators on the platform and really get around with using the platform, you need to pay. So it's not necessarily free. Okay, so I just find that interesting. But I also told you guys they used to charge more than this, right? Even this was back at their heyday. This is how you know Fresh and Fit is slowly declining, and people ain't paying for these courses no more, because I still have the old screenshot of what they used to charge. Okay, they used to charge, I think, $800 for DMs on demand. Let me see if I still have that photo. Yeah, I do. Right here. $800. It used to be $797 back when Fresh and Fit were on the up and up. Right? We still got that screenshot. I knew I didn't delete it, bro. I knew I didn't delete it. This was because I remember there were videos when Fresh and Fit were coming out, and I was reacting to it because we were clowning them. I'm like, who the fuck pays $800 for a DMs on demand course? And now you will see it's $497 because obviously, not a lot of people are falling for that bullshit anymore. But again, another money-making avenue. So I just find it interesting that they're, going after, Brian like that, which is funny. Now another thing that you guys would notice is, you guys remember that Fresh and Fit also had a spirit bomb challenge, right? Now, no one knows this. I actually brought this story up to Lo when he was on this show. I told Lo, like, yo, these guys are using YouTube to scam their audience, all right, to get their audience to pay for it was like sponsorships, right? So they had these Fresh and Fit Spirit Bomb Challenge. And what the Spirit Bomb Challenge was, hold up, watch this. What the Spirit Bomb Challenge was you basically, this was the countdown. Y'all, you guys, we covered this. This was the countdown that they had, right? You guys can kind of read through this too, right? And they would basically, to help them get to 1 million subscribers, they were bribing the fan base with a Rolex, a trip to their studio, and there was something else that they had, right? It was a giveaway. And all you had to do was tell your mama, tell your daddy to subscribe, create an account if you have to, if it's fake, all right? Subscribe to Fresh and Fit. Join the giveaway, all right? Oh, you also had to sign up for there was a sponsor in this giveaway too, by the way. There was a sponsor. I forgot what the sponsorship was. It'll probably show up here. But there was a sponsor that you had to sign up for in order to qualify, right? So you got to do 5 referrals. You get a shout out live on air. 10 referrals. You get a thank you video. It says 25 referral. You get a FaceTime call with Fresh and Fit or prior and the prior 2 prizes. 50 referrals, you get a Stay Over There t-shirt. That sounds like merchandising to me. 100 referrals, you get an AirPod Pro sweep. This is nice bribery over here. All right, this one says free entry to the 500K party. All right, this one says free meetup studios, second cash prize, and first place prize is the Rolex, right? This is what we really want to get to. So you got to have Identity IQ was the what do you call it? Identity IQ was the sponsor for that thing, right? That Fresh and Fit Spirit Bomb. You had to sign up for Identity IQ, which I found very interesting. So let's hold up. Let's do this one more time. Hold up, let me move that. Let's do this one more time. Let's go through this real quick, chat. There's their little faces right there. And this website doesn't exist anymore. By the way, if you go to freshandfitspiritbomb.com, it's gone. Because, again, when I was bringing this up and we had a real chance to really, because this is against YouTube policies. You can't force your audience to join IDIQ for $1 for a chance of reading a Rolex, and then they have to subscribe to as well. This is against YouTube TOS, okay? You can't be doing that, and they knew it. And we had Lowe on the show when he was here, and he was saying that this was like they weren't supposed to do it. And later on, they actually dropped a huge bomb on this, so shout out to them. But it was like, yo, we could have dropped this earlier because YouTube could have probably saw this and said, yo, we can't have this on the platform. You guys are breaking ever which rules. You're going behind our backs, and who knows? Maybe, just maybe, YouTube already figured out they were doing this, and maybe this is the reason why they got departnered, because this is the type of shit that will get you departnered. But look at that. All you have to do to join the giveaway, all you have to do is join the giveaway referral program, click the link above. You'll go to the thank you page and get your unique referral link. You must subscribe to Fresh and Fit. You're not supposed to do that if you're on YouTube, right? You must subscribe to Fresh and Fit Clips. So not only their main channel, but you got to subscribe to their backup channel. Man, they're really twisting your arm there. You got to refer more people to the giveaway for extra entries. Okay? Then you have to join Identity IQ for $1. So now you got to make our sponsors rich off platform. Again, I'm pretty sure that's against TOS. But you got to make our sponsorships rich off platforms. And part of that is you got to subscribe as well. You got to join and pay for $1 for 1 month. So they're getting their sponsors rich off of them. And then they're also getting rich themselves, right? And then you get a chance to win a Rolex if you join and a trip to Miami. And you must, it says you must, hold up. It says for Rolex, if it'll play through, it says you must for Rolex. Okay, so you must do the IDIQ for the Rolex, okay? And then obviously this was in a different color, so it means that there was a link attached to it. That says you got to click the link here, join September, you get 3 giveaway entries. October, you get 2 giveaway entries. And there's the little Dragon Ball Z playoff that we're doing over there. Okay, so we're going to keep scrolling. And this one says 5 referrals. You get a shout out live on air. So those people you were shouting out on air, how did we know there was a genuine shout out? How did we know it wasn't due to this shit right over here, right? Here's another one. You got for 10 referrals. So that means if I refer 10 people to subscribe to their channel, all right, you get a thank you video text. All right, you get a thank you video text. I'm sure that makes your fan feel very, very special. 25 referrals, you get a fresh and fit FaceTime call. Imagine getting a FaceTime call from Fresh at 2 in. It's like, hey, yo, what's up, man? Congratulations, you gave us 25 referrals. Yo, I'm like, hey, nigga, it's too early for this shit. Oh, 50 referrals. You get a Stay Over There t-shirt and prior prizes. So you get the FaceTime call too. Don't worry. All right. You're not going to miss out on Fresh's wonderful face. 100 referrals. You get an AirPod Pro, sweepstakes plus prior prizes, free entry to the 500K party. Now, notice it says free entry, but that's because you've got to be part of this, right? People who aren't part of this promotion, well, guess what? The entry to that 500K party isn't free. To me, that sounds like they're monetizing off of their success on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure they did. They did a 100K party, which was a scam. They did a 500K party. I actually don't know how well that went. Actually, I don't know. It probably went well. Wasn't it the one they were on some kind of pier or something like that? And there was a bunch of weirdos asking questions in a line, and it was some kind of weird situation. But I vaguely remember reacting to it. But again, it was so long ago, I'm not really sure. But 500 referrals entered to win a PS5 sweepstakes. And all the prior prizes, you give 1,000 referrals, meaning you get yourself and 1,000 people to subscribe to Fresh and Fit's channel. You get a Rolex free trip to Miami. You get a shout out. You get a FaceTime call from Fresh's wonderful face. And you get A, free trip to Miami where you get to meet up with your heroes and watch how they do things behind the scene. Hell, you might need to, if you're lucky enough, get to sniff the tail end of the woman's shoe getting Frank Castle by Myron. Yeah, I heard it smells pretty musty in there, so you might get the authentic experience. Oh my God! Second place, you get a 1,000 cash prize. This one, first place, you get the Rolex, and this is the Rolex one, right? Okay. Now this is where we got to pay attention, and I hope you guys can see this, okay? Because this is the fine print, okay? It says you must be enrolled in Identity IQ for only $1 to be qualified for the Rolex first place prize. Identity IQ is not necessary to win other prizes. Signing up in September gives away 3 entries, October 2 entries, and November 1 entry. So you not only got to make them rich, this is what they're telling you. You also got to make their sponsorship rich if you want to earn a Rolex. So for those of you guys who didn't win a Rolex, but somehow signed up or got a subscription for Identity IQ that you didn't really need, I don't know. I don't know if you need to. I don't know if you need to raise a complaint or file a complaint. I don't know who you would file a complaint to, but I'd be pretty pissed off because I joined to win and it's just a lottery system, right? But I still paid to join Identity IQ. That's crazy. Let's continue. This one says. It says this is how your referral page looks, right? So this is what your referral page would look like when you log in and click that link, right? This is what it looked like back then. Again, this doesn't exist anymore. It track your entries. This is the top tier, right? Tells you the first place and all that different stuff, right? Look at all this. Look at all this. The 5 referrals. It's giving you all of these information right here, okay, and powered by WordPress. Okay, so they did a WordPress site. So I find it very interesting. Now some of you guys are probably saying, Duke, no, come on, this is AI generated, guaranteed, Duke. Okay, this is AI generated, you're lying. Okay, fine. I got one question to ask. Okay, if this is AI generated, then this also is AI generated as well. This photo, right, not photo, this video right over here is also AI generated. Matter of fact, we're gonna play this AI generated video and watch Fresh explain how this whole giveaway scam works.
Guys, special announcement, man. Yo, you know what? Before we even get there, you know how much it takes to fill up a McLaren? $52, bro. $52 to fill up a McLaren. Man, and only the highest premium gas you should get. Only the highest premium gas, man. So shout out to Shell, man. Give me that.
Hey, I saw $3.89 for gas, my dog. Okay, that's about how much it costs to fill up my ride right now. Like, cause gas for premium gas it's about that cost. Okay, so what is it? $3.89 right now for premium. It's actually pretty low right now. It's not bad. So I'm tossing that in my car. Hey, you're not special, buddy. Welcome to the club.
$52 to fill up a McLaren. Man, and only the highest premium gas you should get. Only the highest premium gas, man. So shout out to Shell, man. Give me that extra power.
I prefer Quick Trip.
That V-Power boost, man. But yeah, guys, we're giving away a brand new 2021 Rolex. Not this one, not iced out. Plain Jane two-tone that holds more value. And guys, real talk, let's tell you, you're getting a brand new Rolex, a trip to Miami,
and a FaceTime call with this wonderful face right here. Get ready, because this is coming at you at 2 a.m.
And get to spend the day with us, bro, if you win a raffle. So guys, to win a raffle, all you got to do is sub to the main channel, Fresh and Fit, sub to the second channel, Fresh Fit Clips, and then send it for Identity IQ, our partner, one of our sponsors, Identity IQ, help you your credit score, your credit, how to monitor your credit, how to avoid fraud, how to get money back if you do get scams. So credit is very important, guys, for getting whatever you want. Even this car, I got off a credit, man. Shout out to my boy Billy that helped me get the car. So real talk, guys, if you want to go ahead and get into the raffle, I'm gonna play the clip right now so you guys can go ahead and check it out. But stay tuned for some more action. Play the clip. See you guys in a bit.
Celebrities, all the top guys, international, local, like, say NBA players, rappers, everybody buy from me.
Me?
So
And he smells good, by the
this
way.
guy.
Me too.
What's up? Yeah. So,
I know she had to focus on the smell. She's like, he smelled good, cause trust me, it stank over here. This table hot and it's small, and I don't know what I'm smelling. It smell like rotten eggs, feet, it stank. It's nasty, but he smelled good. He smelled good. That table was small as all hell, dude.
so today I'm here to basically give this Rolex to the sweepstakes,
the Fresh Fit
sweepstakes.
Bomb.
There you go.
For the Fresh Fit fam, for you guys.
Yeah.
That's right. And so we have this brand new Rolex. It's a 2021 Datejust 41 millimeter. I'm about to unbox it right now.
Yeah.
Brand new for y'all, man. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Can you put it on his camera? Oh no, I gotta put it on mine.
Yeah, we'll put it on yours.
Here we go.
So,
Let's check it out
right there. That's
Two tone, man.
We got y'all
Self-snitching in 4K. That was the Rolex again. So is this AI? For those of you guys who gonna say, Duke, come on, the Spirit Bomb thing, come on. That was an AI generated video or web page. Come on, Duke. Okay, is this the AI generated as well? It seemed like their partner and sponsor, Identity IQ, helped them pay for all this shit that they're giving away, but you have to sign up to their subscription for this. So it seems funny that these same people are out here throwing insults and casually dissing their competition and levying the claims that they're in it for the money. Yet here is a clear example of guys who are doing nothing else but trying to get it, are in it for the money, right? And the funny thing is, around this time, this is 2021, right? This is back. Listen, they didn't even have that many views on this video yet, right? This is freshest old shit, right? Mind you, they're gonna take this down after this live stream, guaranteed. They're gonna take this video down. Not my video, this video that you're watching right now. So if I were y'all, somebody archive it right now, because once they realize they can get busted and the evidence is on display, it's gonna get taken down, guaranteed, right? So again, this is Fresh's channel, so he's dumb enough to leave it up there. But listen, there it is. This is it right here. So it seems like y'all are sponsored. And if you click the link, this doesn't exist anymore. This webpage, it doesn't exist. All right. Again, those of you guys are saying it's AI generated. Here's Fresh repeating the prizes. Okay. You can't get any more real than that. These guys, this was around the time where even Myron in that last clip that we played, where he was saying, well, we're not under any pressure anymore. And now it's time for us to do the real content because, it wasn't about the money. And we had to, that's why we had to bring the OnlyFans girls on there. Okay. Because we had to make money at first because we knew one day we were going to get canceled. Okay. So that's why we had to grind. But now that we finally got canceled and I got 19 real estate properties, thanks to you dumbasses. Okay. Now we don't really need the money anymore. I can focus on you guys. Right. But it's not about the money though. I'm gonna keep playing this.
41 millimeter, man, the big boy watch.
The big boy watch. We talked about that.
Not a 31 and all this other stuff.
So
yeah, guys. So that's the watch right there, and this is going to go to the #1 grand prize winner, and we're going to award it to you on air, guys. When you
so it's not iced out, but it's definitely
you want to play Jane, guys. don't do this nigga shit like this.
It holds more value that way.
It holds more.
I did some nigga shit for real.
Yeah, you guys want the plain Jane, man. So it's a beautiful watch with the white. What is that? White gold and then
it's steel and yellow gold.
Yeah, there you
Two-tone.
go. Yeah, two-tone, guys. A beautiful
Two-tone.
watch. Here you go, Fresh. Take it.
Cool.
So and then let's see here. Are we gonna do a money counter?
Yeah, of course.
By far, he's being humble right now. But
So-
everyone that's somebody buys their watches through him.
Pull up your stack, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my stat. Oh, okay.
Oh, you got a stack too.
You gotta see at the rare time that I have cash. Okay. This hurts my soul. I should be putting this in crypto,
Smells like bribery.
but I'm putting it for you guys.
Okay. So there you go, Mike.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's real money, guys.
Yes,
Thank you,
definitely
bro.
real money.
It's real money. Yeah, I hope we don't get robbed after this.
Who knows? Who knows? Oh shit.
But we got a yeah, it's a door lock.
Door lock.
Yes, every lot while I'm going off the balcony now.
So,
Oh, man.
50-something floor.
59.
Yep.
So So yeah, guys. So that's the watch that we're gonna have for the sweepstakes. And then let's pull up the website real quick while Fresh sets this up. So we'll show you guys what the prizes are. Because guys, if you don't,
Yes,
you know, if you
let's
don't,
pull up the
run it
website.
along,
Those
just
guys
like
that don't
through wherever
believe
find, we have prices
that
for
that shit
all
was
different
real. Let's see
types
what website
of,
they bring
you know,
up. See if it
referrals.
matches
Now,
up, huh?
This is all based on you guys getting us subscribers. The goal is to hit 1 million subscribers. We need your guys' help. That's why we call it the ffspiritbomb.com. And yeah, it's gonna be lit. So, Chris, can you pull it up? ffspiritbomb.com. Yeah, I can. Yeah, so Chris is gonna pull that up, guys. We do it live. As you guys
We do it live.
It's okay. It's in a Miami Telegram. Miami chat Telegram.
Should work there.
I want to buy a watch from you.
There you go.
No, you can get whatever you want.
Here. You got it? Okay. Oh shit, okay, it's counting.
Big money. Big money.
Okay.
You smell it in the air?
Here, don't pull it up yet, Chris. Just
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so yep, making sure count it. And then yeah. Yo, fresh. Just 7? Hold on. Let me
Oh, you mean over here?
You know how to use the money counter? Yeah.
You will not find this on their main channel no more. I don't know why Fresh still has this up. And again, if you guys want to download this video or copy it right now, y'all better do it because it's not coming back up after this episode. Guarantee you. They claim they don't watch this show. It's cap. They're watching. I bet you right now, Mara's texting Fresh. Hey, take that shit down, bro. It was back when Fresh was still trying to build this shit too. Y'all remember that? Oh my God.
Yeah. You gotta press that baby right in and it goes. Yeah, I heard that sometimes. 142.
Here's some more for girls.
Yeah, I already know.
There you go.
Okay.
For like 5 years.
There you go, guys.
Counting like I could imitate it too.
Do it.
So, can I ask you a question? What are you wearing?
This cologne, everybody asked me about this.
Yeah, that's really
good. It's made with my own like skin.
Look at her. She don't even give a shit about what you saying, bro. She know you the man that brings the Rolex. That's all she needs to hear. Oh, so it's the cologne you're wearing, bro. We know it smells like ass in that small ass fucking apartment with that tight ass table. Y'all huddle all around in there and just sweating and shit. Look at her. Look at this woman, for God's sakes. She about to sweat the freaking makeup up her eyebrows. What we doing? What we doing? Like, y'all realize how small this place is? Like, I remember the camera plays tricks on you because the way they had the camera set up, it just made it look like it was a longer and bigger table than what it actually was. But when you see it right now on their new setup, it's like, oh, oh my God. It's like a lunchable table. That's crazy. Oh, man.
Right. Where did you go? He said I use blood like Tony Hawk and Lil Nas.
Right. So you use your own scent, your own home scent or something.
Yeah, so it's made by it's not everybody wear Creed. I don't wear Creed. It's called Centaur 33.
You over here looking like I'm locked up. They won't let me out. Looking ass, looking fresh over here. I'm done with this. Okay, y'all want to go check the video out? It's on Fresh's other channel, so check it out while you can. But also brings me to my other situation over here, which is Fresh and Fit. Right now, we know they've been demonetized, but would you believe me if I told you that even after what has it been almost a month or a month and a half now since they've been demonetized? What if I told you that they are still within the top 30 people of the most super chatted platform of all time, right? There they are right there. So they can even stop making money on YouTube, be departnered for over a month, and still in the top 30s. That's how much money these dudes were making off of these incels to the point they could be departnered and still be in the top 30s, dude. That's huge. And because you're competing with channels all around the globe. Okay, so it just tells you that Fresh and Fit managed to accomplish what we never thought was possible up until now, which was they've established an OnlyFans for men, right? So which brings me to the main video of today. Now I know you guys might be thinking, oh wait, Duke, I thought Fresh and Fit exposing that whatever Brian charges $9,500 for a show. I thought that's what that was the main show. No, it's not. Myron actually ends up doubling down and basically saying, guys, because this is another call-in show. that they were on, and they had to make it a point and stress that they are not in it for the money. Now, I find it very interesting that they have to keep stressing this point. It's almost as if that their audience are waking up and slowly asking questions now, especially now that they have the voice to, right? Because they're doing a lot of these call-in shows. So their audience are basically like, hey, yeah, are you guys in it for the money? Because from where we're sitting here, it seems like you guys are in it for the money, right? So Myron felt like in his infinite wisdom, he had to go ahead and restate why their platform are not in it for the money. So I thought it'd be interesting watch. Let's go ahead and take a look here.
Oh,
Yeah.
sponsors.
Yep.
Lord of mercy.
Thank you. If we were doing it for the money, y'all know what we would do?
Ooh.
We would no longer do Money Mondays. We would no longer do daytime shows. We would just literally go 3 times per week, bring on girls, be fucking done, rack up the super chats,
Milk it.
do the stream for as long as fucking possible, right? 4 or 5 hour streams, just be done, and that's it. Make our money and just chill and party and hang out.
Also, gambling. Oh,
Yeah.
sponsors.
Yep.
Lord of mercy.
All of these
I'd
people
buy
have
10
come to
Lambos
us.
a week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All of these people have come to us and asked us for deals, but we said no.
Like Blue Chew? Did you say no to Blue Chew? It didn't seem like you said no to Blue Chew because right now in your homepage they're number one right now. You're promoting Blue Chew right now on your page. So again, I find it interesting. You're trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're not about the money. We're not about all these different things, right? I mean, listen, we could be streaming for longer. Well, you can't because if you're inviting women on your show. It's not on your time. It's on the women's time. Trust me. If you guys can stream longer with just y'all two and still make the same amount of money with these as you would with the OnlyFans girls on, you would be streaming forever, and you would probably be doing that 3 days a week, but you can't do it because now you have to manage other people and they have lives. So you can't have 4 or 5 hour sessions when people are sitting there in that hot ass studio. It's just not going to work. So you have time constraints, and those time constraints are backed by legitimate real world obstacles. Okay. You got other people to deal with. So again, I like how they're trying to make it seem like, oh, it's so virtuous of us because we could we could pull a Hassan right now and do like a 8-hour stream and talk about nothing all freaking day and demand that we get respect for what we talk about. But realistically, it's like y'all are on those limitations already. Okay, you have a bunch of these women, and some of y'all, it's really difficult to keep them in line because they're already drunk out of their mindset already. So to keep them in line for a 2-3 hour show is a feat enough, and I gotta congratulate y'all for that. But y'all think you can keep that same fucking energy for 4-5 hours, having these rowdy girls who are increasingly becoming uneasy because they're still stuck in the studio having a conversation they don't give a fuck about? Come on, bro. It's a tough business, all right? Again, trying to make it seem like, oh, wow, we're so virtuous, like crazy. And then Fresh jumps in, well, we could be gambling. We got sponsorship. We turned it down. We could be gambling. No, listen, you could be, and I feel like that's coming out on the horizon. I feel as though that the more you guys mention this, it's coming down the pipeline. We're going to see a Fresh and Fit gambling stream probably one day soon. I don't know, right? But it's just the more they're mentioning it, I think it's interesting, right? Because y'all want to be like a Steve will do it? Because he does that. He's making a shit ton of money off of that, right? But you guys are fine with the incels. And honestly, if you guys did do a gambling stream, mine would find a way to pitch it as, hey, listen, men, this is how high value men make extra money on the side with the piss money they make from their other high value investments, right? So see, once you buy our DMs on demand course or our high value academy course, you're going to learn how to make so much money that you have money left over to go ahead and gamble. And that's why we're sponsored by CSGO. I don't I don't know. Whatever. Right? It just seems like Myron will spin that as some kind of benefit to their audience, and that's why they need to get into gambling. Because after all, look at what Steve Woodward did, and look at all these other guys did. Right? The Nelk Boys, they were notorious for doing this kind of smut and debauchery, and yet they try to pretend that they're here to save lives. Okay, but let's continue with this shit show that we have of a podcast.
And like I said before, just so y'all know, like with a lot of these daytime shows, right? You know, it is well, especially now that we're demonetized.
We lose.
We absolutely lose doing these.
Yeah.
We absolutely lose doing these. But you know what? It doesn't matter because it's that important.
Yep.
These videos don't get as many views. They don't get as much engagement. They don't get as much super chats. Especially now we're demonetized. Bruh, there's actually almost zero incentive for us to even do this anymore and or especially do it on YouTube.
But as a viewer, it helps you. One, become better, learn about success, money, everything you need to know. And as a man, without the foundation, what's the point of it? So I think on this level of content and value, you can't beat us, bro. Sorry, you can't.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
It's what it is. Listen.
This is my home.
It's us, bro.
Yeah.
They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball. When things happen, and the value is undeniable.
Yeah. If you're strictly in it for the money, this is actually a very dumb way to do it.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So for all the people that say you guys are
hold on, shut the fucking French toast door. No. I'm sorry. You mean the opposite. If you want to make money, this is the easiest way to do it. Trust me. If I wanted to do this right now, I feel as though if I was, and the thing, my conscience won't let me do it. Because then deep down, I would know I'm a fraud. So I would be, listen, I don't know if y'all, maybe some of y'all in the chat feel the same way I do. But sometimes I feel like I'm my own biggest enemy, right? Where I self-criticize to a certain, it's crazy. And sometimes it gets obsessive, right? Because there's no better critic of myself than myself, right? It's I don't know. If you guys feel the same way, put a 1 in the chat, right? Because if you guys hold yourself to a certain level in your mind and it sometimes gets obsessive, let me know. Because I'll be going through that shit too as well. Trust me, bro. Listen, you guys, what they're trying to talk.
Listen.
This is my home.
It's us, bro.
Yeah.
They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball. When things happen, and the value is undeniable.
Yeah. If you're strictly in it for the money, this is actually a very dumb way to do it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be honest with y'all. So for all the people that say you guys are in it for the money too, no, because we do daytime shows that aren't nearly as profitable, but we don't give a fuck because.
Okay, time out. How many people did not that came into the space with it, and all they had to do was copy the talking point, and they instantly became successful? The people you're beefing with right now, whatever podcast, notorious for that, right? Who else? Pearl, notorious for that. Within 1 year, she's called the key one entertainment just by repeating the same bullshit you guys repeat. Everyone knows that when you come into this space, it's the easiest way to make money. So again, if I was the kind of guy with the bad morals, and I decided, you know what, screw it, I want to start a channel where I just write down all the male talking points in the retro and just cycle through it repeatedly. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna fill the studio with about a bunch of girls, and I'm gonna start screaming at them, right? And then I'm gonna have a kick out cam and get some Frank Castle, bruh. It's easy. I can open up a line of credit for $30,000, and I can go take that and start renting cars and fool you guys to believe I'm rich, right? You can do all of that. It's so easy to build a fake life, especially with debt. It's not even funny. You got to step on that. But these guys do that. They're like these guys that do that. It's a fake to make a lifestyle, and that's how they hook you in, right? If anything, it's harder going the route of just being. It's harder going the route of just telling it how it is, right? Being someone who can motivate young men without having to resort to these trips like women, cars, or flashy shoes, right? But you guys have to do that stuff. You guys have to fake it. You guys have to fake it and make it. And don't get it twisted. Some of y'all might be saying, "Oh, dude, well, Byron doesn't wear a chain. He wears the same merchandise shirt. He's a plain chain." No, that's cap, right? And I'm not saying cap as in well, obviously he does. I'm disagreeing with you. No. He obviously wears that, but I'm saying cap because he's wearing that to prove a point, right? And he's doing that for a purpose. He's basically him dressing plain is a way for him to refer to the fact that, hey, look, I'm dressing plain. gotta dress like that because you go to the club and network, right? So you gotta look like some rappers. But look, I'm dressed in average clothes. I'm wearing shorts. My Daisy boots. I'm fine, right? That's what he wants you to believe. Meanwhile, he's got 19 real estate properties to purchase. So on the front end, he wants to play like a saint. On the back end, my boy is making your money make more money for him in real estate. And you can't stop bragging about it, right? Again, y'all got to pay attention to how these people are talking. It just makes so much sense that way.
Because we do daytime shows that aren't nearly as profitable, but we don't give a fuck because it's that important. How the hell am I going to tell y'all that you got to get your money up? You got to get in shape. You got to become a high value guy. You got to get your shit together, blah, blah, blah. How the fuck do I look telling that to the women on the show and telling the guys that in the audience that are watching, and I'm not even teaching it? What the fuck is that?
I want to say one more thing as well about me. So it's funny because someone brought up my Instagram page trying to make fun of my,
oh shit,
I want to say,
you going there?
Things that I bought, right? And just so you guys know, right? When I came to America for the first time, I didn't know what a Lambo was, a Ferrari. I didn't know I can get a nice house, a nice condo, a nice apartment. I didn't know I can have a good lifestyle. But I saw someone on YouTube, Mr. Organic, doing it. I saw Wes Watson doing it. I saw people doing this, Grant Cardone. And I'm like, damn, this is possible. If I work hard enough, work smart enough, I can find a way to make it happen for myself. So for me, it's more like motivation. And in that motivation itself, obviously I gain a benefit, but you guys can see it's possible. And even though I'm not from America, I'm an immigrant, I made it happen. So what's your excuse? So for me, it's motivation. Not just a flex, it's motivation as well. So
fair enough, man. You're accomplishing your dreams, bro. Even if it's nigga dreams, he can accomplish them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so I mean, I think someone can draw some inspiration from it. Everyone.
Your inspiration was Mr. Organics, the guy who was talking about he was a coyote for the cartel. He lied about that story, but he was known for bragging about being a scammer. Are you? Oh my God. So you looked up to him. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. He also looked up to that guy who does gold digger pranks. Y'all remember that? Who's that guy? I forgot. We reacted to one of his videos, but he does the gold digger prank videos, right? Again, you look to those guys for inspiration. How rich.
You know, enjoys the fruits of their labor differently, right? For me, I just sit inside. But for Fresh, you know, he likes to go out and do shit.
I just had the second annual CEO Network meetup in Miami, right? Nice. It was amazing. Wes Watson pulled up, Brandon Carter, you know, Mr. Organic.
I was asleep.
Mateo. Yeah,
I was asleep and doing some research.
All my guys that were there from the very beginning of my network, we got into all their favorite cars. The Lamborghini, the Rolls Royce, the Bentley. We drove to the gym, had a crazy session boxing. It was amazing. But those guys that go in the cars, right? That's the dream car. Never touched it, never seen it. Now they have. So guess what? No, it's real for them. That being real for them means it's possible.
That's stupid. I hate when these guys do it. Listen, the one thing that's going to motivate someone else is I have to buy the sports car because when you see me driving the sports car, it's going to motivate you to drive a sports car. What? No, I'm sorry. Listen, material, maybe that may motivate some men, but that's not something that motivates all men. Okay, I'm sorry, but when I want something, I'm motivated by maybe trying to think about a problem, right? If I wanted to, and I'm gonna be real, most of my problems that I solve are self-serving before I realize other people have the same problem, right? But typically it's just, okay, what is it that I don't like and I would like to solve? And if I solve it, are anyone else having that same problem that I can post in a forum and try to help them out or something like that, right? And voila, before you know it, you realize that there are other people probably going through the same bullshit you're going through. You're typically not alone. All right. So when you figure out how to solve other people's problems, you can go one or two routes. You can either, get, popular from it, or you can get money or figure out a way to monetize off of it, however you want to do it, right? Those are the things when it comes down to business, when it comes down to building relationships with people and getting a consistent customer base or viewership base or whatever business or venture you're into, okay? It's all about taking care of people. Some people are motivated that way, right? For instance, you got a Steve Jobs versus Elon Musk. You can tell that someone like Steve Jobs really loves his crafts. He really loves, the iPhone and the design and making sure that it's a new experience for the user that they have never seen before, right? Making it something different. Now, Steve Jobs is gone. We got Tim Cook, and what do we have ever since? Just a regression of Apple products ever since, okay? Now, compare that Steve Jobs to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is like a modern-day Thomas Edison. He just pretends to be a genius and then steals everything and takes credit for it, right? Like it's like finding out Santa Claus is a fraud, right? Again, That's what it is. That's the biggest difference, okay? Well, someone actually has a passion and they're motivated by how people are going to view their art, and then other people, they don't give a fuck. They just want to get the next dough and then move on with it. And that's the difference, okay? In Fresh and Fit, y'all are not it. Y'all are not genuinely out here to help men. The people who are genuinely out there to help people, they may have bigger platforms, but they're not using the methods that you're using right now that to get there. So I just find it interesting.
If you don't know it's possible, you don't know what to do. I think for most people, if you touch it and feel it for yourself,
Yeah.
you can achieve it.
Yeah.
And they did it. So
It will change your life when you
Yeah.
get into a foreign car and you're like, okay, you know what? I can do this. And honestly, guys, who knows? Maybe you might make the money and say, you know what? I don't want to foreign anymore. That's fine. But you made the money, right? You were able to motivate yourself and get it. So like, to me, I look at it like, you know, for anyone that might say, oh, Fresh Fit or grifters, or you guys are in it for the money too? Of course we are. I'm not going to sit here online and say we're not in it for the money. Yeah. But here's the difference. It's not the predominant reason why we do the shit that we.
What? That doesn't fucking make any sense. Shout out to you, Dev. It's like more like FNF NFTs and facts, right? Is my sound out? Can you guys hear me? Stephanie Tam says your mic is loose. Testing. Hold up. Let me pull up YouTube real quick. Because sometimes y'all know it's this thing. It's this thing. My other mic is coming. Trust me. It should be here. What is it? I don't know. I really don't know. Stephanie says again, your mic cord is not plugged in properly. Can you guys hear me? I might be far behind on the super chat too, chat. Hold up, let me get current real quick. Hold up. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. So you guys can hear. Oh, I don't know what spot, yo. I don't know where y'all. We're so far behind, like, or I don't know. I was so far behind the super chat. I don't know where we left off at. What was it? How long ago did you guys was my mic loose? Oh, this was sent at 10:47. It's 10:50. For that long? My bad, y'all. My bad, chat. We gotta get this going. But let's continue.
We do. Yeah. That's the fucking key. It's not the main thing. We do, of course, money is important where you obviously have to fund your lifestyle. You have to fund the business. You have to do what you got to do. Money is, you have to do it for the money. I'm not saying that. A lot of people aren't able to, use some common sense. Of course, we do everything that we do for the money. But the thing is that it doesn't lead our decisions. A lot of things we do from a business sense and being strictly profitable are not profitable. Doing shows like this is not profitable, guys. Being honest with y'all.
Who believes that? Who believes that doing this show is not profitable? You're lying. It is. If it wasn't, you listen, bruh. Are you high? You made $1.5 million alone on this. You guys are still number 26 out of freaking the top 50. Not everybody is doing this. So when you say it's not profitable, people can Google that shit and say that's a lie. So again, what image are you trying to sell here? Like you some kind of selfless podcast that's just so virtuous. Meanwhile, you over here selling dick pills. How pious of you! This is crazy. Like, the fact that you can just say this shit with a straight face and think we're stupid. It's like, come on, bro. You don't think we can see this shit?
Especially when we're demonetized, we're actually stupid for doing this, but it doesn't fucking matter because it's that important to us where we can sit there right now and tell y'all, get your shit together and not give you a solution. We're not going to sit here and complain about the dating marketplace and say women are useless, blah, 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 hypergamy, passports, leave the U.S., the West is going down, girls don't swipe right on guys on dating apps, blah, blah. We're not going to give you guys all the issues without necessarily giving you solutions to the problems.
Yeah.
And then but are they actually solutions though? Because it doesn't seem like you guys give solutions. It's not like the solutions you guys have is them giving you more money and then you getting more sponsorships. That seems like the only solutions is their money's going into your wallet. Other than that, I don't see their lives changing. Like Mr. Trucker or Blue Collar that called in earlier talking about, I make $3,100 a week, and it turns out, turns around in the same sentence, calls himself average and how he hates being average. Unless you're lying about your income, $3,100 a week is not an average amount of money that people are making. It's more like that a month. And I think the average income is probably less than that, probably like $2,100 or $2,500 a month before Uncle Sam. So I don't see what your audience are saying. They're lying about how rich they're getting off of you guys, right? Because you're not actually providing them value. You're not helping them. You're just LARPing as saviors. I just find that sickening. Ladies, thank you so much for the super chat. Lady says, you're good now. Glance at the chat from time to time more often. You're absolutely right. But I be getting into these stories and I got like 20 different screens, bro. I'm actually starting to rethink. This was a bad idea. Like I bought too many screens, bro. It gets hard to focus. All right, because I got like all these. I got a tab problem, all right? And I know some of y'all out there got tab problems too, okay? You know what I mean? Where you just open up a tab and then you want to find something else, so you open up a new tab and then you want to find something else and then you open up a new tab instead of deleting the other one or open up a new browser or a different, closing out the page or open up a new browser. You just keep opening up tabs. That's me. So then I feel like the way to solve it is to just have more screens and then split them up so you have different tabs on them. I thought it'd make me more organized. I just wasted money. I don't know why I did that. But it's not helping. It just gets me more confused. I'm like, wait, which one is this screen on? Is it on this one? Oh, wait, no, it's on that one. It's on that one. Chat, I'm really trying here, all right? But we getting at it. We getting at it. Trust me. Where we at? Okay, let's continue.
So people bring up the issue, oh, you're in it for the money. Guys, we go outside. Well, I go outside mainly. I see what's happening with other creators, what they're about, what they do. And they go crazy in the club, man. They get lit. They be on drugs, all that shit. And they miss days of work. Myron, we've been doing this for 3 years, right?
Yep.
How many have we missed episodes?
Unless we're out of town, we never miss.
Exactly.
Really.
Even after.
If we don't, it might be because girls weren't there. Like we didn't have girls for a girl time show, but we still did a daytime show. I remember I've been like sick as a dog, bro, and we still do this shit anyway.
Yeah. So
voice gone and all.
We never miss days. No matter how we feel, no matter what happens in real life.
No matter what we're going through mentally.
Exactly.
We don't have a fucking breakdown and be like, oh man, I don't know. I need a break.
Whoa!
There is no breaks.
We never have breakdowns. You had a breakdown when you got departnered from YouTube. I think that was the only time we ever saw Myron cry. Are you kidding me? You stop the fucking cap.
On the train. We continue on because here's the thing. We might be going through it, but someone else might be going through it harder and they need this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's, it just, I find it so funny when people say, you guys are in it for the money too. We are, but it is not to this. It's not the leading
main
thing,
source.
and it's not the main thing. We do a lot of shit that we do. If you look at how much free value we give versus how much paid content we give, bro, it's not even fucking close.
You can say that about whatever podcast too. A lot of this shit's on YouTube and people can watch it for free. You're no different. All right, you guys are. If they're in it, so then listen. You know. Remember the first time we covered this beef. And when the first video, Myron he didn't add the part where we're in it for the money too. He didn't add that part in until later, right? After we covered it, and now we're seeing all these other videos. Now he's saying, because they got called out for it. They're like, wait, time out. You can't say you're not in it for the money, Myron. It doesn't make any sense. Now the rhetoric has changed since the last time we reacted to the video, right? Now all of a sudden it's just like, well, listen, we're not just in it for just the money because we offer other things too, like the other show, right? The value show where you guys can learn how to build credit and buy 19 houses like I did. You just got to start a YouTube channel and create one with a bunch of simps in it. But then you can buy 19 different properties like I did. It's the way we did it, right? High value. But again, you guys got to think about this. They're not being honest with their situation. I just find it interesting because you guys are being such hypocrites. You're calling out whatever podcast and you're saying, oh yeah, they're in it for the money, and then you're saying, yeah, but we're in it for the money. Everyone's in it for the money, but we're different though because we have all the other free stuff on YouTube. So do they. I can go on their channel right now and watch it for free. Matter of fact, y'all can watch it for free round. We just did. We actually just watched this shit for free. I'm not paying them to do it. Fuck that. Valuable YouTube. You have to pay to watch it. Unless you got YouTube. Actually, I got YouTube Premium. So I'm technically paying to watch all this shit. I ain't gonna hold y'all, chat, because I don't want ads in the videos, chat. So I said, you know what? It'd be better to invest in YouTube Premium so we can watch these videos uninterrupted, because I don't like ads. So I thought that was a great investment. So we don't have, so we're technically paying for this. We're technically paying for this. It's premium, but no ads. So I think it's worth it, right? So that's value right there. But listen, listen to these guys, right? They're just trying to separate themselves, knowing fully well they're in the same pit. Like, stop the fucking cap. There's no difference between you and whatever podcast. And I find it cringe that you're trying to separate yourself in that manner, knowing fully well the same accusations are being levied against you right now by us and your fans, because they see through the bullshit. But let's continue.
Remember, us making videos for the first time, we didn't think about money at all. It's just having fun. Talking shit on internet,
and we're trying to keep that going.
Yeah,
like we're still keeping that going. I mean, bro, we're about to do a DBZ stream, nigga, on Friday. That's gonna be for several hours, by the way.
Y'all niggas have fun. But either way, it was just having fun with the boys online, sharing some, adding some value, and giving back. That's what it all was from the beginning, and it still is today. So
we never want to lose that essence, because once you lose that essence, then it's not fun anymore. It becomes a job. You don't want to do it. Then you guys are gonna see that in how we move. I mean, I love doing shows like this. You know, of course, when we bring the girls on, I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking annoying. But so a lot of you guys, number one, you guys like it. It gets a lot of views. And the most important thing is, I look at it like this. After hours, I'm breaking the fourth wall here. After hours is a necessary evil that we must deal with to bring in new viewers to come and watch this shit.
That's pathetic. That's honestly pathetic, because I don't have to build an after-hour show and have a bunch of scantily clad women in order to get a bunch of suckers to follow me. You either like what I have to say or you don't. And if you don't, good riddance. I don't give a fuck. Okay, listen, thank you for the time you spent with me, and I hope it was valuable. But I guess whatever I said pissed you off. So, sayonara. Is it sayonara? What is that? Is that Japanese? I forgot what it was. I'm tripping right now. I probably shouldn't be trying to play 21 questions. But again, listen, you guys are like, again, the way they're trying to promote themselves, and they're just like, listen, we're doing this all for you. Listen, all these other people don't care about you. We're genuinely real. Listen, from day one, we just wanted to have fun with this podcast. We never once thought about money. No. We never once thought about money. Not once at all. Not even one time. No, one time. No. When we started this podcast, we genuinely wanted the success of men out there and dating. Oh my God. Do you honestly think people are going to believe that shit? Right? Again, stop it. Stop it. I like how you're trying to point the finger to other people. Like, I mean, look at all these other guys. I mean, we're the good ones. These other guys, I mean, well, let's not tell them what they'll do. They'll sell you sponsorships. They'll do gambling streams and all these other things. But we're the nice guys. We're the good guys. We don't sell you courses, or we don't sell anything. We're just two gold roommates that decided to start a podcast, and we got popular, and we're still sticking to our roots. We didn't let the money change us at all, especially when Myron brags about his 19 real estate properties nonstop. But the money didn't change us. These guys, bro. Come on. Come the fuck on, dog.
Because this is what's going to actually make you better. This is what's going to help you make money. This is what's going to make you more attractive. This is what's going to put you in a position so where you don't tolerate fuckery for women. I want you guys to make money, not just so that you could be financially free, but so that you could be free from 304s that try to sit there and, you know, you got to tolerate low SMV women because you don't have the ability to get hotter girls. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. There's some chicks, bro, that just aren't going to fuck with you unless you have your money together. Sorry.
It's true.
That's crazy. So don't fuck with them. Listen, I remember the most. And this used to be like for the older episodes that we used to do, but like again, I'm gonna snitch on myself, okay? But I will remember the most amount of the tails I used to chase was when I was broke because I had nothing else going on, okay? And I will talk about how much money I make on my real world because I focus a lot more on that because it just is what it is. But it's a lot, okay? It's a lot to not even really need this, but I do this because I genuinely like doing this, right? So again, that's different. You don't see me nickel and dime. I come up here, live stream, and I leave. I live stream, read super chats, and I leave. I'm gone. All right. I don't even have merch. I don't even have a Patreon. I don't have anything else, right? Because it's just coming here and doing that. Why? Because my real world, because my real world job, because I get paid so much, it's demanding. So I have to do that too, and then do this. So again, this is something I'm like, how do y'all high value people supposedly y'all have so much time to stream all these damn live streams, bro, and not get tired? That's interesting to me, right? But again, you gotta understand the way they're trying to phrase this here, right? You gotta listen. No matter how much you try to make it seem like you're not trying to do it for the money, we can tell it's cap. We can tell that the way you guys plan this out, the level of investment you put in, and how much you bragged about how much you invested in this. It's a lot more than just two guys starting a podcast and having fun and it randomly blew up. It's not like that. You had a surgical plan. This is something you needed to be successful. Why? Because you knew you could make way more money than this than you can in the real world. That's why you brag about this. That's why you do it. There's nothing wrong with that. But then don't sit there and pretend that, it's not what we actually see it as. Is you guys basically trying to keep the gravy train going. We're not stupid. Like I don't get why they keep doing this, bro.
I don't care how good looking you are,
is.
how much game you got. There's just some women that are simply not gonna fuck with you unless you have your finances together.
And I've been trying to find a way to break into the mainstream again, like we did with After Hours, right? We finally found it. I think, personally speaking, guys, this episode or this series of couples therapy intervention is going to break the fourth wall. Because
yeah, bro, and that's why people feel as though your show sucks now. You're going on a new journey. If you're like, yeah, it's fine. It's not as great. I mean, they could be better. They could be, but it's not as great. We can keep going.
As on some level, people know about us, right? But they don't understand. We know about relationships, men and women, to this detail, and seeing it in real time, someone's actual issues being revealed on air.
Yeah, normal people too.
Incredible,
more relatable,
and people can relate to it because, hey, this is me. I didn't know I was doing that. I need to become better for my family.
Yeah,
you can't beat that, bro. That's real value right there.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, man. So that's
hold up, real quick. I got to rewind it to what Myron said earlier, right? Because I think what he said was very interesting. I think you guys gotta really pay attention to what he says, and you'll notice the scam too. Let's play this one more time, chat.
Don't tolerate fuckery for women. I want you guys to make money, not just so that you could be financially free, but so that you could be free from 304s that try to sit there and you got to tolerate low SMV women because you don't have the ability to get hotter girls. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, there's some chicks, bro, that just aren't gonna fuck with you unless you have your money together.
That I don't know. That statement kind of rubs me the wrong way because again, the most amount of tail I chased was when I was broke. I had nothing else going on for me. So why is it that I'm sure that other average guys like me have the exact same thing? And again, like, listen, I go to Walmart. I see average dudes with average women all the time. I think it's a possibility that happens. Okay. So I don't think you have to have a shit ton of money. I don't think you have to have status or have this crazy, insane work ethic where women are only going to be attracted to you if you have those things. Then you probably, if that's not you, then you probably don't want those type of women. So you got to pay attention to how these guys try to sell that mental block that keeps you trapped in their echo chambers while they pretend to not create echo chambers. But let's continue here. We're gonna skip past all of this and Fresh is babbling and
yeah, man. So that's what we're doing, man. We're really focusing on like making the show better for y'all, coming in with new concepts, better questions, etc. I listen to the criticisms. Some of them are just straight up haters, but some of them are very like good criticisms as well. And I'm totally cool. Like I said before, at the risk of my own sanity, I definitely read comments and everything else like that and try to improve. And I write down notes of stuff that's good. The no porn one that we're going to absolutely do that episode. Someone called in and said, hey, can you do an episode on how to get guys off of porn?
Yeah,
we're going to do it. We're going to do a full on podcast where we're going to go step by step how to get rid of, a porn addiction. Cause
shut the fuck up. No, you can't. If you're going to do a podcast giving guys advice on step by step kicking their porn addiction, you should probably cease your after hours show and never do your after hours show again. That's the only way. If you're going to have the conscience, because you're real dudes and you're not freaking hypocrites, right? If you're going to have that ability to try to give someone advice on how to kick their porn addiction, you need to stop the after-hour show with these porn stars and OnlyFans girls, because you can't help them kick their addiction while presenting the very women they're addicted to on the screen. That's stupid. You're not kicking their addiction. You're facilitating that addiction. Matter of fact, after they're done with their stream, they're signing up for their OnlyFans account. So it's dumb for you to sit there and try to make that promise. Like, all right, guys, there are people who want us to do a stream on how to kick their porn addiction. Trust us. We're going to help you kick your porn addiction by bringing OnlyFans girls and porn stars on our show. That should help you kick your porn addiction, okay? And guys, we are going to put the link to the OnlyFans in the chat. I don't want you guys supporting it. That's part of, kicking the addiction, okay? What's your OnlyFans? Shut up. Okay, listen, if you're really going to do this for real, where people are going to take you guys seriously, okay, like the last caller, the first video we played, right, where the caller was calling them out and saying, how can you say you're here for the betterment of men and you're platforming OnlyFans women? It's the same thing that Myron's trying to say over here. Yeah, we're going to help you kick your porn addiction. How? When you're inviting porn stars to your show, knowing fully well that it's the necessary evil you need to stay relevant. It's not me then saying it. They said that. They said that 5 minutes ago. It's not me. I'm just telling y'all what they said. But let's continue.
Because that's something that literally debilitates so many different men. So we really care about y'all, man. We really want to give you guys the best content, regardless of whether it's as profitable as it can be. But like I said before, it's about helping guys out, man. So for all the haters that say, oh, yo, you guys do it for the money too. Here's the thing. Of course we do it for the money, but that isn't the main driving force for us. We do a lot of shit that isn't profitable, that quite frankly isn't the best use of our time from a financial / business standpoint. But to me, I care more about creating impact than generating $1. That's why we give you guys so much free content. I mean, yo, the last episode that we...
And what impact is it that you're actually generating here? You just admitted not too long ago that 80% of your people that are following you don't give a fuck about you guys. They just care about the scantily clad women that come on your show so they can super chat to make fun of them. That's all they care about. The other 20%, which is like, what, based on your subscribers, right? That's like, what, 300,000? And that's not even an accurate description, because like subscriber count doesn't even matter. It's the viewership numbers, right? So if you look at how much views they get per video, maybe 100,000 max average, right? Some videos get 200,000, 500,000, but usually they're hovering around 100, 150,000 on average, right? So we take 80% out of that, we got 20,000 people. That's not a lot. Compared to 1 million subscribers, you mean 20,000 people who are actively engaged in all of your shows. Not every subscriber watches your show, but we're talking about the people where we're just doing it based on viewership, right? Based on that, right? Let's say on average, they get about 150,000 views per video. You want to tell me 20 to 30,000 of those are the ones that are really going to be fucking with this? Really? And those guys are the ones doing it on repeat? And out of that 30,000, how many of those are the ones who are super chatting? How many of those are the ones who are actually improving their lives? Again, if you really break down the numbers, it starts to not really make sense what these guys are claiming. Again, they love hiding behind the fact that they can pretend they're saving lives. They can pretend they're helping men get richer. They can pretend they're helping men with their relationships and with their women, but they're just not doing anything. They're not even having any direct impact. It's just a bunch of fanatics. And by fanatics, I mean a small percentage out of that 30,000 I averaged, okay? A small percentage of that, maybe 1% of that, right? You take a small sliver of those are the people who are diehards that are going to pay to visit them in person. They're going to pay thousands of dollars for their freaking courses and merchandises and all that stuff put together. Those are the guys. Those are the guys that really fund this platform. That's where the bulk of the money is coming from, right? These idiots right over here, the guys that call in and try to snitch on other platforms, them. I just find it so interesting, bro. But let's continue.
We did last Money Monday with Bigger Pockets, how to buy a real estate property step by step.
Incredible.
From the beginning. Bro, there is not a more in tune or more robust podcast that covers how to buy a real estate property step by step in today's day and age with how the real estate market is. No one comes even fucking close.
Yeah, there's not a podcast that comes even close on real estate on YouTube to teach you guys how to navigate the treacherous markets that is the real estate. There's not a podcast that exists on YouTube to date. I'm telling you guys right now, there's not a podcast that exists in the YouTube space today that teaches men how to be better at real estate. It just doesn't happen. Fresh and Fit is the only podcast that can help you get better at real estate in this crazy market we're seeing today. How many of y'all actually believe that shit? I mean, again, this is the crap they're telling themselves to make themselves seem as though they're valuable to men out there. In essence, you're really not affecting a whole lot of men out there. The vast majority of people probably do see you as entertainment. That's the 80% you're recording. The other 20% are probably the fanatics that take you seriously enough to invest in whatever bullshit you're selling, as well as not really knowing fully well that the way you got rich and understood real estate was off of their backs and money by lying to them. So miss me with that bullshit, dude. Come on, listen to this guy.
Also, with us dropping all those gems, your questions as well help that do it even better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And we did it live. Came to y'all. You guys asked some phenomenal fucking questions. Shout out to the audience for being high IQ.
we gave you our L's, our W's, what might happen in each
Some
case.
mistakes I made in my real estate investing so that you guys don't make it, right? That Jay-Z always famously said, Hov went through that, so you ain't got to go through that. Bro, we're literally giving y'all the knowledge. A lot of you guys say we're the big brothers you guys never had. That means a lot to us. And we take that very fucking seriously.
But also, the studio itself isn't a bit with love, isn't a bit with feelings, it's a bit with money.
Yeah.
So you need money regardless. So
Of course. To run things at the level that we do.
Yeah,
man. I mean, it is what it is, guys.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, listen, I wouldn't doubt to run things at their level, it is going to take some money. And that's why you incels pay them for what they pay them, right? But again, I just find it comical that they're trying to make it seem like this is something other than they're not, that it is, right? There's no other podcast out there that's going to teach you on real estate investing. Trust me, okay? Now, listen, who's going to tell you about the L's and the W's? No other podcasts are going to do that. We're the only ones that do that. What about credit, right? There's no other podcast that is as versatile as we are to teach you about credit. You're lying. You're fucking lying, dude. I can tell you, I'm pretty sure the chat could think of like 20 podcasts they're individually following right now that help them with their credit or something else, right? There are infinitely better people than you guys to talk about real estate. Matter of fact, I feel as though you guys are the ones that have to invite actual professionals over to your show to talk about real estate, because I have not seen a platform where these guys talk about money without having to invite an expert, right? They have to invite an expert because they themselves are not experts and they know it. I just think it's funny. M. Dot, shout out to you for the $20 super chat. Yes, get that W for M. Dot. Says the Tates admitted to recruiting women to do webcam / sex work. If FNF are serious about helping men end their porn addiction, why not start calling out the men, Tates, that are creating these women doing sex work? That's absolutely right. And to even add to that, M. Dot, because that's a fantastic point, and it goes to what I said earlier. They need to also get rid of those shows where all the OnlyFans women congregate. There are a lot of things. Matter of fact, they need to disown Andrew Tate and disown anybody that remotely promotes smut or smut-related activities on YouTube or any other social media platform, right? But they don't do that. It's convenient that they let their scammers like Saint the Sinner, their woman beaters like MLD, and all these other guys get away with essentially violence and scamming and fraud. But then they turn around and say, listen, we surround ourselves with good people. Our people are good for you, okay? You can listen to us because we're the sum of good people, because all the people we hang around with are also good people. So you listen to us, listen to these scammers, they're going to help you become very successful because I own 19 properties. It's like, yo, shut the fuck up. We know how exactly you got that money. It wasn't because you were a real estate genius at all. All right, just because you invited Grant Cardone, who's not a genius at all in real estate, does not mean you know a thing or two about real estate. The guy doesn't even know how to sell. Like, it's just pathetic at this point.
But yeah, today's episode.
Yep, that's it. That's today's episode, folks. All right. So again, which brings me to my main point. Okay, it brings me to my main point, and we absolutely have to talk about this. Okay, because this is the ones and twos that we talk about. So shout out to you guys, chat, because the show's pretty much over at this point. For those of you guys who kind of just come for the show, right? I know, I understand, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. But for those of you guys that want your voice to be heard and like to stick around for the ones and twos, shout out to you. Now, before you head out, don't forget you are today's sponsor for the show, so hit the like button before you leave. I appreciate it. But let me know what you guys think on that, especially for my ones and two army right now, okay? Do you honestly believe that Fresh and Fit, are they in it for the money? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe yes. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe no. You do not believe they're in it for the money. You believe that they're genuine. Now, here's the thing. You have to consider, chat, everything we talked about here today. The evidence I presented to you, okay? The Blue Chew penis pills, okay? We got to talk about the Fresh and Fit Spirit Bomb. We got to talk about the millions of dollars in super chats. We got to talk about the 19 real estate properties Myron can't stop talking about. We got to talk about all these merchandises, these things that they get into, the sponsorships, right? You gotta put all that into consideration, because if your answer is a 2 and you don't believe that these guys are in it for the money, I need to understand where you're coming from. Now, here's the thing. This is not singling you out. Everybody, you guys have your own opinions, all right? We got people who put 3s for no fucking reason. So do what you want, all right? But if you genuinely believe that they're out here to help men, okay, I need to understand, based on what we presented here today, how are they any different from the whatever podcast? You know, the podcast they're claiming are scammers, or not scammers, but they're in it for the money and they're not really here to help men. So you let me know what you think. And the reason why I said scammers is because I think they're all scammers. These guys are grifters. You don't really need any of their teachings in your life. I think you just need to go touch grass and you'll be fine. But let me know what you guys think. That's the end of the show. I will catch you guys on the next one. You can be anywhere in the world right now. You chose to spend it with us, so I appreciate it. So don't forget, look out for the next episode, and I would appreciate if you like and subscribe. Peace.